Want to know who go say it? Chella go say it. I sat down with the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar. And when I say this man is something else, I thought I was a trip. We discussed so many things, from his school getting built to what's going on today. All I can say is this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Dr. Umar.
Yes, ma'am.
North Philly's most knowledgeable, the superior supergiant.
Wow. That was powerful.
Yeah,
Thank
know
you.
what a supergiant is?
No, but
Okay.
that was powerful.
Yeah. A supergiant is the most largest, the most luminous star to ever exist.
Powerful. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I mean that.
I have to struggle to make sure I live up to what you're saying, Queen.
Period. Not everybody gets that.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I know what I
Yes,
know.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How did you get started?
How did I get started? It started for me in the 4th grade, George Meade Elementary School, North Philly. We had a Black History class. It wasn't mandatory for the district. It was only in our school. I don't know how that happened. But after my parents divorced, we relocated back to Philadelphia from North Carolina. I go to Meade Elementary. There's a mandatory Black History class, 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
That was my introduction to Black consciousness. It was also my introduction to public speaking. There was a Black History Month oratorical contest. I entered both years, 4th and 5th, won first place both years, 4th and 5th. I never shut up since. Now, the next year, my father takes me to my first family reunion, Baltimore, Maryland. We're walking in the back of a church. This is still 6th, 7th grade. We're walking in the back of a church, and I see all this Frederick Douglass memorabilia, his hat, his shoes, his Bible, his clothes. And of course, I know who he is from Black History class. So I asked my father, why is all this Frederick Douglass stuff at the family reunion here in Baltimore? And he said, because you're related to him. And it was that day that I found out my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, a Civil War veteran, was first cousins and half brothers with Frederick Douglass. Their mothers were both raped by the slave master who owned our family, which made them half brothers, but those 2 mothers were sisters. And if you read Frederick Douglass's autobiography, he talks about cousin Stephen. That's my 4 times great-grandfather. So when I found out I was related to Frederick Douglass, that just really gave me a sense of legacy, loyalty, and leadership. And I'll never forget that family reunion because we were staying at the Days Inn Hotel. I jumped in the deep end of the pool because I wanted to overcome my fear, almost drowned, and a white woman, a snow bunny, swum her ass over to the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I saw 2 big white titties. I grabbed them, and I'm still alive today. Black power. I said black power.
Wow.
A white woman
I wasn't ready for that. So you mean to tell me that a snow bunny saved you at
my
some
life.
point?
And if she knew it was going to be me, she might have let me drown. But God bless her soul.
So,
True story.
I wasn't ready for that.
True story.
So a snow bunny saved you.
Yes, she did.
Would you ever save a snow bunny?
Of course. I would save any member of the human family. I just don't support interracial dating, mating, or marriage because Black men should be with Black women. Only 1 out of y'all of 4 will ever get married. 25% marriage rate for Black women. How are you going to rebuild the Black community on a 25% marriage rate for Black women? How are Black boys going to become inspired and motivated to commit their life to a Black queen if he don't see older Black men doing the same? So when you hear me say Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, that is not a rejection of the white woman. She's still a woman. It is a love and a loyalty to my own. So what I say to Black men is, why do you need to go over there when you could get one of ours? If you want chocolate, we got chocolate. If you want caramel, we got caramel. If you want butter almond, we got butter almond. If you want butter pecan, we got butter pecan. If you want cinnamon, if you want nutmeg, if you want buttercream, if you want butterscotch, if you want lemon, we got every flavor you can savor. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
I respect that. I'm glad you said that. Because recently I had a conversation with one of my homegirls, and she was saying to me, right, we was down at my crib and we was kicking it, and I have friends from all different races. I do. And one of my closest friends, she is white. I met her in a shelter that I used to live in.
Understood.
I used to live in a domestic violence slash homeless shelter back in the day. Her name Amanda, and some of my friends just be looking at her like, "Ooh," you know what I'm saying? Because she white, and I get it or whatever. So I was saying to her, because she is, because I'm pro black too, but I'm not anti anything.
I agree with that.
I'm pro human.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pro character.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with that. My only caveat would be, do you have a loyalty to your own race above and beyond anyone else? Because my issue is when I hear African people say, I don't have an issue with other branches of the human family. That's fine. But do you have a loyalty to your own above and beyond everyone else? Because one of the reasons we're dead last politically, socially, and economically in this country is because we don't put ourselves first. We should still be first, even with everything you said being true. Two things can be true at the same time, but we should still count in your heart before anyone else. Charity starts at home, and God made us black. And black people got to be loyal to black people before we loyal to anyone else. It changes nothing you said. We just have to make sure we are the priority for ourselves.
I respect that. So in the conversation that I had with Amanda, she was saying, I don't see why, and I get it, because she grew up totally different than I did. I grew up different. I lived a lot of different places. I went to a lot of different schools.
Understood.
So I understand how that go. So I was saying to her, just in all honesty, from my experience, not speaking from my sons or my mothers or my ancestors, I was saying how most of the hurt, and this is how I feel,
Yes, ma'am.
most of the hurt that I received from being robbed, from having my house broken into, from heartbreaks, from having my car shot up, came from my own people.
But that's true for all people. So I want to validate your pain and your experience, right? So this is the psychologist in me, right? You're correct in what you said. I just want you to zoom out and realize that most people's pain comes from their in group. So most white people's pain come from white people.
Right.
Most Arabs
Because that's
people's
who I
pain.
deal with the most,
Exactly,
my own people.
right?
So it's not just
Exactly. So what happens is when I hear African people say that, I just want them to put it in context of the fact it's not that your people are worse or better than anyone else. It's just that most people will suffer at the hands of their own people because your everyday life is lived around your own people.
exactly. And that's the point that I was making. But I was saying that to say it doesn't make me just angry at even my black people. Like, I don't look at my own people like, because that happened, I'm just angry at my own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make me feel like I'm just angry at another race as well. So I was just having that.
I agree with that. And I would add to that because somebody asked me this the other day, and I'm sure we'll get into it further in the conversation. But this is what I said. I said black people are angry right now with everything going on, from the redistricting to Carmelo to Cyrus, everything, right? To the Kevin Hart Netflix roast, everything. And I said that I hope this is not just another temporary temper tantrum, because we always have a riot, but it never evolves into a revolution.
Exactly.
So when Trayvon Martin was murdered, we were angry at the system. We had a riot. Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Philando Castile, Amir Locke, Sandra Bland, Sonia Massey, Tamir Rice, right? And now we have Cyrus, Carmack Belton, and Carmelo.
Yes,
So
I'm glad
people-
you brought that up, because
Right.
I want to talk about that.
So people say, well, Dr. Umar, do you think we're finally ready now? No, we're not. Because how is this any different than the reaction we had during any of those previous deaths or previous convictions or Hurricane Katrina, right? Which is 21 years ago.
Type shit.
And we had that, and you would think black people were ready to finally change their reality. We were not, because we're motivated by anger. Don't ever confuse a black person motivated by anger with a black person motivated by love. Let me give you an example. You're motivated by love. I'm motivated by anger, hypothetically, right? So as long as I'm under the influence of that emotion, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done. You got me? But the minute my emotions calm down, the minute the anger dissipates, so does my motivation. The reason why we don't get more done as a people is we're only motivated while we're angry at the government, while we're angry at white society, while we're angry at the power structure, right? So you'll see us real busy for a couple weeks while
And
we're
then it
angry
just fades.
because you wasn't motivated by love. Now, if you're motivated by love, you don't need to be angry to work for your people. You don't need to be upset to make a change. You see that? It is consistent because it's coming from your heart, not your emotions. Black people need to be motivated by love, not anger at the government, because that's temporary. Anger is temporary, but love is a state of mind that will carry you all the way through to the fulfillment of the agenda. So what I'm seeing right now with Cyrus and Carmelo, I see a lot of anger. It's righteous indignation. So it's not misplaced, but that is not going to sustain us. We need something more permanent. It got to come from a love for black people. This is why we're so reactionary, Queen. If you notice the government does something, we react, right? They did this, we react. They did that, we react. Why are we the only people in this country who are not proactionary? If you look at Chinese, Arabs, Jews, they do what's right for their people. They don't need nobody to hurt them in order to think about what they should do. You see that? We got to get hurt. And then we start saying, should we do something for ourselves? Because we are reactionary. It takes love to be proactionary. So until we move from anger to love, this is nothing but a riot. It's not a revolution.
Type shit, I get it. I want to know your thoughts on all those situations. Let's start with the Cyrus situation. What are your thoughts as far as the overall situation, as far as how that happened?
Deja vu. And the reason the Cyrus Carmack Belton situation is deja vu, 35 years ago in Los Angeles, a black girl by the name of Latasha Harlins, you might remember,
I do.
about a week or two after Rodney King, that little black girl went into an Asian-owned corner store.
Yeah.
And the Asian woman thought she stole something and she didn't. And she followed her out the store, just like with Cyrus, and shot her in the back of her head.
I remember
and
that.
guess what sentence the Asian woman got? 5 months probation, I think, or maybe a few years of probation, but she didn't do any jail time. She got off. That was 35 years ago. Here we are today with Cyrus, same situation. He goes into the store. They think he stole water. He proved to them that he didn't steal water. He left out the store. So here comes Andy Child, the son. He decides to chase Cyrus, and then his father, Rick Child, comes, and his mom, Alice Child, comes, and they all begin to chase this black boy who hasn't stolen nothing. Allegedly, according to their narrative, in the act of chasing him, his gun slipped out and hit the ground, right? This is what they say. I'm not so sure that was his gun at all.
Okay.
This is me, right?
Right, because there wasn't no video, right?
No video at all. So all we got is the narrative of the killer, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even so sure Rick Child was the killer. I got every reason to believe his son Andy pulled the trigger. Why do I believe that? They say that they chased Cyrus 110 yards. A football field is 100 yards. Rick Child is 61 years old. Cyrus is 14, 15, 16. You mean to tell me a 61-year-old short midget-ass Asian is going to chase a 14, 15-year-old athletically inclined black boy 110 yards and keep pace with him? It's impossible. I don't believe he chased him. I believe his son chased him, shot him in the back because he couldn't catch up to him. And then the father said, let me take the rap. And anybody who disputes my narrative, I would ask him one simple question. Why did the mother, Alice Child, take Cyrus's sneakers and both of his cell phones back into the Shell gas station? You just tampered with a murder scene. Why would the mother pick up the man? This is the victim. He's dead. You picked up his sneakers and both of his cell phones. You know what I think? She wanted to see if the cell phones were recording what actually happened before they called the police. And she took the sneakers because if they would have saw the position in which the sneakers were, they would have knew he was fleeing for his life. He got shot in the back. How in the hell can you be in risk of your safety when the person you're pursuing them, they're running away. You're pursuing them over a bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
You can't catch them. So your Asian, narcissistic, racist arrogance motivates you to shoot him in the back. And your defense is, according to Andy Child, the son, he pointed a gun at me. This is the defense. Rick Child claims Cyrus pulled the gun.
It's just a claim. It ain't no fact.
It ain't no fact.
There wasn't no evidence.
But this is what got him acquitted, unfortunately, right? He says, Andy Child, the son, says Cyrus, while he's running, pulls out the gun, turns and looks at him. His father sees this and shoots first. That's a damn lie. You want to know why? Because if you're running with a gun, right? And if you shoot me when I'm running with the gun should be in my hand, not too far from my hand, or the ballistics and the forensic report should be able to show that the gun hit the ground and then it slid over somewhere else. There's no evidence at all that that boy pulled that gun. And we also have the testimony of who? The witnesses at the scene. No witnesses testified that Cyrus ever pulled a gun. They shot him in his back, cold-blooded murder, because they couldn't catch up to him. And he got off. Why? Because black lives don't matter. And Donald Trump is not going to let no Chinese man go to jail right now because Donald Trump just came from China. The first time a sitting president has met with the leader of China since 2017. And China has agreed to purchase several $billion worth of agricultural products from the United States of America. So if you think Donald Trump going to let that Chinese man go to jail for killing that black boy when he needs China to buy up all this dirty food in America, you're out of your mind. It was bigger than Cyrus. It was political. But the sad part is they're saying that there was about 6 or 7 black jurors on the jury that acquitted Rick Child. We don't know their names. We don't know who they are. Are these black freedmen? Are these immigrant blacks? Who are these black people who sat on this jury and found this man not guilty of murder? I would love to meet with these coons because that's what they are, coons, for letting that Chinese man get off like that. Because if a black kid would have shot and killed a Chinese kid and that jury had 8 Chinese people on it, I promise you he going to jail.
And then
to make it worse, the lawyer for Rick Child was a black man with a white wife. Let me say it again. The lawyer for the Chinese man who murdered our son was a Negro with a snow bunny.
That's crazy. Let's get into the Carmelo Anthony situation. We all know that they just found him guilty and they just gave him like 35 years.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I love how you think and I'm interested to know, what are your thoughts on that?
Carmelo was innocent. Let's look at this. He goes to the track meet. His team has not yet arrived with his team's tent. It starts raining outside. Carmelo's girlfriend's play cousin, Eddie Para, is sitting under the tent for that team. Eddie invites Carmelo under the tent because it's raining. So Carmelo comes and he sits and he's talking to his snow bunny girlfriend's play cousin, right? And then all of a sudden, 6 or 7 white boys start pulling up. One go this way, one go this way. 4 come to Carmelo. Within those 4 are the twins, Austin and Hunter, right? Rest in peace to Austin. They start telling Carmelo he got to leave. Carmelo said, I don't have to go nowhere. And prior to them telling Carmelo that he had to leave, Carmelo made a joke about the football team not being that great, just regular kid stuff, right? So they decided to accost him and force him to leave. Carmelo said, I'm not going nowhere. Now, mind you, Carmelo never leaves his seat. He's only 5'8", 135 pounds. Both of these white boys, linebackers, I believe at least one of them is, they're about 215 pounds, stocky football. 2, right?
Right.
So they grab his hoodie, they put him in a headlock. To me, in my opinion, those 4 white boys who were there were about to stomp him out. They were about to stomp Carmelo out.
Because it's 4 and it's just him.
And it's just him by himself. And unfortunately, his friend, so-called friend, Eddie Para, the play cousin to the Snow Bunny girlfriend, he completely betrayed Carmelo in trial. We'll get to that in a minute. He was the Judas. No disrespect because he's only a child. I think his mother put him up to it because his mother is a Snow Bunny. So you got Snow Bunnies all in this. Okay. That's why black men need to stop dating outside the race. Anyway, they get into a tussle. They keep daring Carmelo to pull the knife out, right? But Carmelo is saying, listen, I don't want to get into that.
So they was daring him?
Daring him because Carmelo said, don't touch me no more. So they knew he had the knife? He told them, but they didn't know. They thought he was lying to prevent them from beating him up. That's what I believe. So Carmelo's like, I got something on me. Y'all better start playing. Turns out it's a multi-tool. The Boy Scout knife, you got a fork on it. You got a knife on it. You got a fire. It was that. Kids bring them to school all the time. So when you hear Caucasian Nation, white people saying things like, why did he have a knife? It wasn't a knife. It was a multi-tool. Furthermore, let's not be disingenuous, Caucasian nation, because y'all go to war for the right to walk out of your house with a gun on your hip every day. So you mean to tell me y'all fight for the right to carry a gun on your hip every day, and you question a kid as to why he have a knife? When you put your gun on your hip today, cracker, did you leave your house with the expectation that you were going to kill somebody? No, you didn't. You claim you wore it for what? The possibility of defense if I get into a situation. So why couldn't Carmelo have the knife for the same reason? So you got white people talking about both sides of their face. On the one hand, you pro-gun, right to carry, blah, blah, blah. This kid got a knife, and all of a sudden he's a criminal, but you're not a criminal, and you walk out your house with a gun every day. See the double standard? So anyway,
Because I definitely don't leave my house without my gun.
But you're not leaving your house with the intent to hurt nobody.
Exactly.
This is a precaution.
That's the point.
It's a precaution and nothing more.
Because you just never know.
Exactly.
That's the
but they're
purpose of
saying
having
because
it.
Carmelo had a multi-tool on him, he
That he
obviously
knew.
intended to start some trouble. So let me ask you a question. Is Carmelo some type of psychic or something? He got a magic ball in his back pocket. We're sitting under the tent, having been invited by his so-called friend Eddie Power, that he just knew that those 4 white boys was going to come and try to jump him. How did he know those 4 white boys was going to come and try to jump him? He didn't. Carmelo is damn near a 4.0 student, never been to jail,
Scholar.
never been arrested. He live in a 2-parent household. He captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team. He is a model student.
Right.
He works. He is a model student. No thug, none of that. So anyhow, he pulls it out. But he doesn't go to hurt nobody. What happens is, I believe that the twin, Austin, rest in peace to him, he didn't believe Carmelo really had it. So when he lunged forward to grab Carmelo again, I believe he fell on the knife. And the reason I believe that is because the cut in his chest, or wherever he was stabbed, it was only 2 inches. The knife is 3.5. If Carmelo is going to stab you with a 3.5 inch blade, that blade is pretty much going to go all the way into you if he intended to stab you. For you to only have a cut that's 2 inches deep, that tells me you poked yourself, realized what you was doing, and then you pulled on back. And then that's when Carmelo ran to a coach or a staff member, told them what had happened. He didn't flee the scene. He asked, is Austin going to be okay? He expressed concern for the child. Carmelo didn't want this to happen, but in the state of Texas, you have the right to stand your ground. You do not have to flee. All you have to believe is that your safety in your life was in imminent danger. And if you tell me if you got 4 white boys, 2 of them being twins, 215 pounds of muscle to your 135 pounds, of course you're going to fear for your life, because his neck could have got broke fighting with them 2 boys. And anybody who tries to tell me that Carmelo went to a fight with 2 big twins, muscle-bound twins, with a 3.5 blade, expecting to win that fight, you out of your damn mind. That boy did not go there looking for trouble. Trouble came to him because white people have always felt, and white people still feel, Queen, that they have jurisdiction over the black body. That sense of ownership over your person and that sense of ownership they have over my person, it has never stopped in 407 years. Free Carmelo. And now the family going through appeal right now. They got another lawyer. They're going through appeal. I believe that lawyer, allegedly, this is just my belief, I believe he was working with the prosecution.
The first lawyer.
The first lawyer.
Okay, because I seen something, and I don't know how true it is.
What you say?
But I seen something with the parents of the Austin's parents and the judge and all that. Yeah, they were saying how they was friends. It was a picture that came out.
One of the pictures was AI, from what I'm being told.
Okay.
But despite the AI picture, to your point, there does seem to be evidence out there that Daddy Metcalf, Judge Cockroach, his name is Judge Roach, I'm going to call him Cockroach, Daddy Metcalf, Judge Cockroach, and the prosecution's attorney all knew each other. But I'm going to go a step further than that. Let me tell you what we know for a fact. The lead attorney, Mike Howard, for Carmelo Anthony, had another attorney assist him on the case by the name of Toby something. First name Toby, right? How about Toby and the prosecutor for the state used to work together in the same business, in the same job. This is the first time they went against each other ever. So you mean to tell me that a lawyer for the defense and the lead prosecutor for the state are friends and past colleagues? And you mean to tell me they haven't had a phone conversation? They haven't had a cup of tea or coffee together to talk about this case? The whole damn thing was an inside job. The whole thing was an inside job. First of all, I'm trying to find out how in the hell he ended up with an all-white jury. You follow
That's
me?
another thing.
First of all, Carmelo's lawyer should have raised holy hell at that point. He couldn't stop the judge from allowing it to go forward. But you know what he could have done? He could have had a very big press conference outside that courthouse, invite the
Yeah.
NAACP, the Urban League, all the black pastors, and say, we protest the fact that this case is going forward without no black jurors. He didn't make us think about
Yeah,
it at
because
all.
that's a no-win in the
That's a
beginning.
no-win. First of all, it's unconstitutional.
Yes.
It's unconstitutional. Your 14th Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of speech is First Amendment. Your 14th Amendment, equal protection under the law, requires that you be tried by a jury of your peers. How in the hell is a whole jury full of white people, a few Asians, and one Arab a jury of Carmelo peers? It's not at all. They had 3 teachers who could have been put on the jury, and the prosecution struck them off, saying that they school-based, so maybe they might be biased. That don't make no damn sense.
The black people,
who would,
right?
Yes, the black ones.
Yeah.
Who would understand better the mind of a student at an incident that took place at a school event? It was not at the school, but it was a track meet. It was still a school function. Who would understand that better than a teacher? Because they
So they
worked with
was
them.
conveniently dismissed.
Conveniently dismissed because they were black. The whole thing was an inside job. Carmelo Anthony was railroaded. He was shafted because white people don't want black people thinking they have a right to defend themselves against white people. Once again, this goes back to white jurisdiction over the black body. It has been a problem since slavery. White people think they have a right to do to you whatever they want to do to you without any consequences. The reason why this case is so emotionally charged for white people is because they don't want to lose the privilege of always getting away with hurting black people unjustifiably. It's bigger than Carmelo. And if I'm talking to
That's
Carmelo's
deep.
parents, I'm telling Carmelo's parents to make sure Carmelo stops all contact with his Snow Bunny girlfriend, because even though she might be a nice, sweet, innocent young lady, the bottom line is you are a play cousin to the good friend who sold Carmelo Anthony out at trial, Eddie Parra, who told the court that him and Carmelo was not friends. And then when the judge cross-examined him, guess what came out? It came out that not only did y'all hung together, y'all went to parties together, y'all played sports together, he tried to act like he didn't even know him. He said Austin was like a big brother to him. The boy who invited Carmelo under the tent tried to deny any relationship to Carmelo in court.
So he didn't have nothing good to say about
Nothing
Carmelo.
good. He didn't say nothing negative, but he didn't say anything positive. And when he was directly asked, Eddie Parra, the boy who invited Carmelo under the tent, he's mixed race. He's black, and the mother is Asian or Arab. Collin County, Texas, I believe, is about 45% Asian. So his mother might be South Asian. But I believe the mother got to her son and told him, we're going to align ourselves with white people, because aligning ourselves with Carmelo in the black community isn't going to do anything good for us. That's why you got to be careful who you let your kids play with, because he stabbed Carmelo in the back. But he was asked directly under oath. What did he say? They asked him, was this an act of self-defense? He said no. Carmelo's friend who invited it under the tent told the court he did not think what Carmelo did was an act of self-defense. He could have probably got him exonerated himself. He betrayed him. Judas. A black boy with a non-black mother betrayed Carmelo Anthony. And Carmelo girlfriend is his play cousin. Carmelo can't talk to that girl no more, because if he talks to her on that prison phone, write her some letters, how do we know? And she might be innocent. I want to say that. But how do we know that little young lady isn't going to tell Eddie Parra what's going on? And Eddie Parra take that to Daddy Metcalf or to Hunter Metcalf, because after all, he did say under oath that Austin was like a big brother to me.
Right. So he showed his loyalty.
He showed his ass. He completely turned his back on the black man and side with the white man. Mixed race African. I love my mixed race Africans, but when you have a mixed race African as a friend, you have to make sure you find out what is the attitude of the non-black parent towards black people. Because when things hit the fan, like in this situation here, when that mixed race friend was forced to testify, he sided with the white over the black.
Type shit.
But Carmelo going to get another day. They're working on it now. It should be declared a mistrial. If that father knew that judge and that prosecutor, it should be a mistrial. The fact that the lead defense attorney, Michael Howard, allowed Toby to be on the defense team knowing he was friends with the prosecutor, that's a conflict of interest right there.
Yeah.
This case should be a mistrial.
Yeah. It seemed like it was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on. It was all shafted, and I'm hoping it should be declared a mistrial. It really should. So we're going to see what happens.
That's crazy. Now, when it comes to Cyrus and Carmelo, right, in these type of situations, especially people who live in Texas, I mean, it's crazy everywhere. But what advice could you give to the young guys who can do, like, what advice would you give them to prevent situations like this? From Cyrus even being his age, having a gun despite of what? From Carmelo, well, the Carmelo thing, oof. What advice would you give to young guys to avoid situations like this?
Here's the thing. It is hard to tell a young black man to not exercise your right to defend yourself or to flee a situation in order to defend yourself when other people do it all the time and get off scot-free. George Zimmerman followed Trayvon. Trayvon was minding his damn business. George Zimmerman took that boy's life and he invoked stand your ground, even though you were not standing your ground because you invaded that boy's space. And when that boy attempted to defend himself, you shot him in cold blood, and an all-white jury acquitted George Zimmerman.
That's like the all-white jury.
An all-white jury exonerated George Zimmerman and convicted Carmelo Anthony. Now, there's another case in Texas. Case in Allison. Happened around the same time as Carmelo's case, same state. A white boy invited a Latino boy into a fight in the bathroom. The Latino boy stabs the white boy 4 times. Excuse me. The white boy stabs the Latino boy 4 times. Premeditated murder. Guess what he got? Criminally negligent homicide. 10 years, and guess what? He can be home in 5 on parole. Because Carmelo got convicted of murder, he got to do half of the 35, 17 and a half. Let me ask you a question. How does the white boy who stabbed the kid 4 times, told other children he wanted to see him on life support, invited him to the fight knowing he was bringing a knife, get criminally negligent homicide, 10 years, home in 5? Carmelo, looking for no fight at all, just under intent to not get wet, has a multi-tool in his pocket. He warns these kids to leave him alone. He don't want to use it. He pulls it out or does whatever he did with it, and the boy going to grab him accidentally falls on the blade because it's so small he don't even know it's there, and he get 35 years. This is the same state system. Cases happened around the same time. That white boy be home in 5 years after stabbing somebody intentionally. Premeditated fight. Invited him into the bathroom and then shanked him 4 times. He'll be home in 5. Carmelo can't come home before 17 and a half. So when you say, what do I tell these boys? I would simply tell them this. I would never tell you not to be a man. I would never tell you to do what's not right. Never compromise your masculinity for nobody, but I would say this. Always remember that you will be presumed guilty before proven to be innocent. And any non-black person in America will be presumed innocent and will have to be proven guilty. Now, I want to say this. Cyrus did nothing wrong. He ran from them and died. He ran from them and died. Carmelo could have ran, but the law did not require him to. Texas stand your ground law does not require you to retreat. The problem is white people think they have jurisdiction over the black body, and that's why Austin Metcalf is deceased now. Rest in peace. I don't want that for him, whether he be a black kid or a white kid. But you have to learn to leave black people alone. If a black person is not bothering you, you keep your hands to yourself. And let me ask you this. You know what's the most puzzling thing about that Carmelo case? Why didn't Hunter Metcalf take the stand to testify against Carmelo? You claim he stabbed your brother in cold blood. Your identical twin was stabbed by this black boy in cold blood, and you not going to take the stand? Let me ask you a question. If you have a twin sister, you and your twin sister gets into an altercation with a white girl. God forbid the white girl stabs your sister, something happens. Are you not going to take the stand to tell the court what that white girl did to your twin sister? Of course you is.
I'm going to do anything.
Why didn't Hunter
I'm going
take
to
the
do it
stand?
all.
You know why Hunter didn't take the stand? Because Hunter instigated that fight. Hunter is the one who grabbed Carmelo's bag and threw it. And the reason Hunter don't want to take the stand is that automatically opens him up to be cross-examined by the defense attorney, who can ask him questions like, wasn't it true that you and your brother were both picking on Carmelo? Wasn't it true that y'all was both trying to beat him up together? Wasn't it true that you helped start this whole situation? You see this? It starts to come out that this ain't just Carmelo stabbing a brother. This is a whole gang of white boys trying to jump a black boy. The only way to avoid his own complicity in this situation is to not take the stand at all. Carmelo was innocent. And then they got a video and they keep telling you, oh, we can't really show you. The video is so grainy. The video is not clear. There's people who said there's a whole bunch of clear videos going around. You know why they don't want to show the clear video? Is because it'll clearly show you that Carmelo acted in self-defense. That's why you're not seeing the video. That's why Hunter not taking a stand. Carmelo got lynched.
And then I'm wondering, why didn't the lawyer for Carmelo force Hunter to take the stand?
You cannot be forced to incriminate yourself. You can plead the fifth.
Because I didn't see nothing about it.
In other words, he could have forced the court to put him up there.
Right.
And that boy could have simply said, I plead the fifth on the grounds that it might incriminate me.
But it didn't even come about.
I'm going to go a step further, sister. Why didn't Mike Howard, Carmelo's attorney, motion, and he might have, maybe I overread this, right? Why didn't he motion for the trial to be moved to a neutral county? You cannot try Carmelo Anthony in Collin County, Texas, where the crime took place, because everybody is all up in their passions and emotions, and he's not going to get a fair trial, especially when you ain't even got a black person on the jury. He should have fought for Carmelo's case to be moved somewhere else where he's more likely to get a fair trial. But I tell you this, for black parents, you need to be careful about where you choose to raise your children. Why?
Yeah.
Because when situations like this happen, and Carmelo's parents were not at fault, but in situations like this happen, and your child is in a county that's mostly white with very little black people, when it comes time to search for a jury of your peers, you ain't got too many to choose from. As opposed to if you in Chicago, right?
Right.
And you ain't got no black people in that jury, Chicago going to raise holy hell. If you in Baltimore, or Philly, or Oakland, or Atlanta, or Houston, and you ain't got no black people in that jury with all these damn black people, what are you talking about? But when you in Collin County, Texas, with only a handful of black folks, this is the type of situation that can happen.
Interesting.
Miscarriage of justice. What they're doing is they're testing black people to see if we will let them put us back into slavery. Not slavery as it looked then, but slavery how they want it to look now. All this is a big test. How far can we push Negroes? And they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. Because America never intended for black people to be here long term. Abraham Lincoln was trying to get us all shipped out during the Civil War. While we were dying for him, he was trying to get one of these countries to accept us, and he was going to ship all the black people out of the country after we won the Civil War for him, but he couldn't get black leaders to co-sign on it. You are only here by an accident of the military, and that is black people saved this country. We won the Civil War for Abraham Lincoln, and that's why he couldn't ship us out. So your existence in and of itself is a crime. Being black was the crime. Cyrus was black. That's it. So even though he got shot in the back running away 110 yards from the store, Rick Child gets acquitted. The only law that matters in America is Dred Scott. You familiar with the Dred Scott case?
Type shit.
1857. A black man was taken by his slave master into a free territory. He said, my slave master just took me into a free state, so guess what? I'm free. And do you know what Supreme Court Justice Roger B. Taney ruled in the Dred Scott case of 1857? Every black person needs to know Dred Scott. He said a black man was never intended by the framers of this Constitution to ever be a citizen of this country. They were brought here as slaves to work and to serve, and were never intended to benefit from the laws of this land. Carmelo was convicted on Dred Scott, and Cyrus's killer got away off of Dred Scott. And if you think I'm exaggerating, there was a state legislator in one of the southern states, Tennessee or South Carolina. Guess what he said a few weeks ago? This white man on TV, an elected official, said, I want the Supreme Court to revisit the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment, it was made us citizens. He said he wants the Supreme Court to revisit the 14th Amendment, and I'm assuming to see if black people have an automatic right of being citizens when they're born in this country. When I tell you they want to put you back in slavery, they want to put you back in slavery.
It's a lot going on. But man, that's crazy. Just listening to you. I love listening to you. Um, Especially lately because I knew you would be sitting
Hmm.
on the chair, in a chair, and I said, I just want to know what you think about things outside of everything that's going on in the world, such as yourself.
Hmm.
And I want to know what is the biggest misconception when it comes to you that
Uh-huh.
people have about Dr. Umar. Umar.
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple. And I neglected to say earlier when you asked me how did I get started, I gave you elementary school.
Right.
But I got to fast forward all the way to September 18th of 2010, right?
Okay.
I
The
come to
day after my
Chicago.
birthday.
You the 17th?
Yeah.
I showed up on the 17th.
Okay.
I got in on the 17th. Brother Dawa Yisrael, he was a Hebrew brother here in Chicago. He had a public access television station here. He read one of my articles in the newspaper and called me in Philly one day. I never forget it. I was sitting behind my desk typing up some psychological evaluation reports. And
Mm-hmm.
he said, listen, I got a public access TV station in Chicago. I would love to interview you. I can't afford to fly you up here, but if you can manage to get up here, I would love to interview you. I'm like, Chicago, second largest black city in the world. Don't
Yeah.
nobody know me outside of Pennsylvania. I'm on my way. So I show up on the 17th. It was raining that night. Rain is a good sign in African culture because it's a seed being planted for something new
Mm-hmm.
to happen. So I stayed, I never forget I was sick. So I turned the heat up real high to try to
Get
flush out
out.
that
Get it
sickness.
out.
I
Get it
bought me
out.
this pizza. It was the best pizza I ever had, right? In
Chicago pizza.
Chicago, I don't know where
We
it
got the
was in
best
Chicago.
pizza,
So
so
I eat
that's
the
a
pizza,
fact.
right? I go to sleep, trying to sweat out this cold, sweat out this cold. Dawa picks me up the next day. We go to the station. We do the interview, Psychoacademic War Against Black Boys. Rap and show it to you. Now, after the interview was over, let me tell you how destiny works. I said, Brother Dawa, could I get a copy of that DVD? And he said, this is my only one. I can't give you this one, but I'll send you one later. I
Okay.
said, no problem, bro. And at the last minute, he says, I'm going to give you this one. I'll get one on my own. He didn't have to do that. Let me tell you how spirit works. So he
Mm.
gives me a copy of the interview, September 18th, 2010. 6 weeks later, I speak in Harlem, New York. So Chicago, the second largest black community.
Yeah.
New York City, the number one largest black community. I take copies of the Chicago interview to my Harlem lecture, October 30th. 6 weeks later,
Mm.
and within 48 hours of taking that Chicago interview to Harlem, New York, I was a household name. I tell you, sister, I lie to you not. My phone started ringing within 48 hours from London, from Africa, from Brazil, California, Texas, places I've never been in my life. Are
Everywhere.
you the guy we're watching on here break down the school to prison? I said,
Right.
yeah, that's the Chicago interview. We want you here, we want you there, we want you there. And now here we are, 16 years later, and I'm still the biggest thing in black consciousness, not in America, the planet. It ain't a continent where I'm not number one.
Period. Don't play
And it
with you.
started right here. So
Period.
Chicago's special to me, real special.
For sure. I want to get into that, the school to prison
Yes, ma'am.
system. I want to get into
But
that.
let me answer your question. The misconceptions. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you three.
Okay.
I can be comical sometimes in my delivery, right? I like to
Okay.
crack my jokes.
Okay.
Because of that, sometimes people think I'm not serious about what I'm doing. I'm dead serious about this work. It's all I've known since I was 9. I'll
Mm-hmm.
die for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes people don't realize how serious Dr. Umar is about his work. I'll give you an example. In my organizations, when I bring people in to help me get things done,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they realize how serious I am about the work. I think they think it's all about social media until their asses get fired and kicked to the side because you're not carrying through on your responsibilities that you promised to carry through on. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to say is this. You have Dr. Umar, the activist, you have Dr. Umar, the psychologist, and then you have Dr. Umar, the social media guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The celebrity of Dr. Umar, and I hate to use the word because I'm not a celebrity, I'm a revolutionary, but the celebrity part of who I am, even though it gets me the audience, right?
Yeah.
It also undermines my activism because people start thinking it's all about the interviews and the clicks and the likes and the pictures. You see that? They don't realize, no, I'm really
It's the
building a
purpose.
school.
They missed
I'm
it.
really helping parents save their kids every day. You follow me? I'm really traveling the world to organize my people. All of that is just a result of, it's the consequence, it's the aftershock, it's the collateral damage. It's not the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing. So I often struggle getting people to see that this is bigger than entertainment. This is real. I appreciate the celebrity side because it gives me an automatic audience. I love when I
Yeah.
walk through the airport and every black person is stopping for a picture and the white people losing their mind because they don't know who the hell is
Right.
he.
Who is
Is he a
that?
rapper? Is he a basketball player? No, itch, I'm a psychologist. And then they still confused because they're like, psychologists aren't popular like this.
Right.
Right? You should
Then they
see the
see
white
the
folk.
muscles. They don't know if you're a wrestler or
Yes,
what.
and they normally ask me if it's a stewardess, are you an entertainer or a musician?
Yeah.
No, bitch, I got a doctorate. Excuse my language. But I get tired of them assuming you're a rapper or an athlete. No, I'm not. But my point is, the love I get from my people, I could never replace it with anything else, but I do need them to be a little bit more serious, which takes me to the relationship side of things, right? Another misconception people got is that Dr. Umar is a player for the Queens. No, I'm not. Let me go back. Let me give you this. No, I'm not a player. Did I have a player moment? When I first blew up in 2010, I ain't gonna hold you. That coochie was coming from every direction, right? And I might have had a little butter almond. I might have had a little butter pecan. I might have had a little chocolate, right? But then I said, this is inconsistent with the message. If you're gonna be a role model to these black boys, you got to do it right. So then people say, well, why are you not married yet with all these women all over? I'm gonna tell you why. It's for the same reason I have trouble with people in the organization. The women think they're there just to be cute. No, you're going to do some work. This is a revolution. Ah!
I get it.
And so when I date the queens, they really think they're just there to be seen. No, you're going to do work. I've dated women. When I asked them to help me do things, and some of them looked at me like I was crazy. I thought I was here just to be the wife. I didn't know you actually wanted me to do this. Cut!
They don't know they needed a brain as well.
Cut! And don't get me wrong, I have met some really good sisters as well, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When I choose my two queens, because I'm going to have two. Ain't no such thing as
not
monogamy.
three. Two.
Not three. Not two. Because the older we get, the less active we should be as men because we only get a certain amount of what the Chinese call chi. And once you blast off all your chi, you die. So black men need to learn to be legislative with their essence.
Minimize the chi.
Minimize the chi. It'll put you in a cemetery.
Yeah.
I got to choose my wives as much for the people as for myself. Because when I look at a woman, I got to say, okay, can I put her in front of the people?
Right.
And is she strong enough to deal with the public criticism she's going to get? Because the first time I go public with a woman, because I've never have. Never. Never. So when I say this is her, them darts going to be coming. Why her and not me? She got to be strong enough not to feed into it. Just be you. Don't respond to that. Because once you get pulled up in that, I can't use you no more. You follow me? You gotta stay on the throne at all times. You don't get off the throne. And so when I'm dealing with the female energies, I often find that a lot of sisters are not strong enough to resist the temptation to respond to the negativity.
So you gotta have two.
I gotta have two.
I get it.
And it's not for personal. It's for the business. The two is for the business. Because you got to remember.
But it's for personal too, because this is our
It is,
household.
but it's more business than personal.
Right.
Because if I wasn't who I was, I could do one. The reason I got to do two is you got FDMG, you got Team Pan African, you got
It's a lot to do.
It's a lot to do. And then some people say, well, why can't you have one wife and get an assistant?
Concubine.
Thank you. And I don't want to do that. When you go to a mega church, right, you see the pastor, he got the wife. And then he got the secretary. But everybody know he been in the secretary over. You know why? Because the secretary doing more for the church than the wife.
Right.
I don't want to get into that. These are my two. And these are my only two. I don't want to play this I got one wife game, but then the secretary holding me down. Sooner or later, she expect to get the treats. She going to want that Shango stick. Sooner or later, and now you got problems. So the way you eliminate all that, you come in the door with two, and that's it.
And be honest.
And be honest.
Is that your situation now?
What?
Having the two.
Nah, I'm single. I ain't got none. I got friends.
You taking auditions.
Let me tell you where I'm at right now. I'm gonna give it to you real. In 2017, because I practice Ifa, Yoruba spirituality. In 2017, a Babalawo from Nigeria came to New York City. I drove up from Philly to get a divination from him because he's a real big Babalawo priest of African tradition, right? I asked him about the wife. You know what he told me? This was in 2017. He said, your school is going to come first. Stop worrying about the wife. You ain't got time for her anyway. He said, the school going to come first. He said, once the school is open, the wife will come. My school ain't open yet. It's done.
Yeah.
We're fighting the city to get our final building inspection and permit. The school done. The city is blocking us. So we're fighting them, right? Once we get that certificate of occupancy, that's when I start paying attention, not searching, paying attention to the women who are around me. Because I got a lot of women who say I can sit in that seat and hold you down. But I've had a lot of women who I sat in that very seat who said they could hold me down and they stabbed me in the back with 2 shanks.
Is there any of them?
What?
Any of the women that was in the past that you feel like could be brought to the forefront again for renewal?
I got 2 answers to that. You have the women I knew before 2010, when I blew up from Chicago, and you got the women I met since 2010, right? Let's go since 2010, the present. There's a few sisters who I know, who I think can sit in that seat. You follow me? There's a few. And there's a few who say they can share sitting in that seat, right?
Yeah, they say that, but then
That's my point. They say it because I just want to get in, right?
Right.
I just want to get in. And that's the problem. Now, if you go pre-2010, oh, hell yeah. I should have married Kim. I should have married Andrea. I should have married Sabrina. I should have married Wendy. And I should have married Tamala. Those were Dr. Umar's Fab Five. These are the 5 women I've met prior to 2010 who I think would have been excellent wives. The problem was I was still a player at the time.
So if y'all listening,
yes,
come up for an appeal. You just never know.
I wasn't
what
ready.
May happen.
If my ancestors would have came to me and said, Dr. Umar, you about to blow up. You're going to be the next Malcolm and Marcus, all that rap. I would have married one of them. Do I know it would have worked? I don't know. Could they have dealt with all the attention that came to me overnight? I don't know. But I would have tried it because I knew they genuinely cared about me. Now when you date, you don't know who care about you.
Yeah.
You follow me? You don't know
it.
who care about you. Because the whole world, and you can't even date in secret because social media is everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? I've been in restaurants and somebody from another table is filming me.
Right.
Without my permission, just to put it on the internet because they think that woman is the one. You follow me?
Yeah.
We think we found her. She's right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's always, it's hard now. It's very hard now.
Yeah. And women, we're emotional.
Oh my gosh.
So.
And sometimes y'all let that emotion override the political necessity of the moment.
Right.
And I can't have a woman whose emotions are more important to her than the success of my mission. Because the minute those emotions get out of hand, I gotta drop
it's
them.
over with.
The minute you compromise me in front of the people in any way, shape, form, or form, I gotta let you go.
So what would be the perfect woman?
Nobody is more important than the mission. And she has to understand you got to share me. Listen to, I don't mean with the other wife. I mean with the people. With my daughters, with my mother. You follow what I'm saying?
So
like I've dated women who were so stingy that they wanted all my time. And you ain't going to get all my time because I am a man of many parts and many responsibilities, right? Don't get me wrong. Coretta Scott King wasn't happy with the fact she only got a little bit of Martin. Betty Shabazz wasn't happy with the fact she got a little bit of Malcolm. Amy Garvey wasn't happy with the fact she got a little bit of Marcus. Anna Douglas wasn't happy with the fact she got a little bit of Frederick. But guess what? They had all of their heart. You see that? I only get this much time with my husband, but I got that heart. My wife would have to understand that. Her comfort would have to be in knowing I got that heart.
Now, would you be willing to compromise any of that? Because you might not get that person that could just understand that they may get 10% out of 100%. I want you to describe the perfect woman for Dr. Umar.
Before I do, let me say this to what you just said, because it was relevant.
Yeah.
It depends on what part I'm being asked to compromise. Because I'm going to say this. I became a psychologist to help people solve their problems. I am not going to be a psychologist for my wife. The reason why is what? When I come home after working with the people, I'm drained. And you mean to tell me after being out all day with them, I got to come and be your psychologist too because your emotions are out of control? Who the hell gonna fill me back up? If a true leader gotta have a hell of a wife, because if he don't, he will meet his death before his time. Because if you got the people draining you and you got your wife draining you,
you got your wife, you got your other wife draining you too, because there's two.
let me give you this. People make a lot about Dr. King and his infidelities with Queen Mother Coretta, right? First of all, what I tell people all the time, good sister, if Coretta Scott King never went public about Dr. King's infidelities, who the hell are you to be talking about it? When the FBI sent Coretta Scott King a package with a tape where she can listen to Dr. King having sex with other women, this is what they sent his wife to undermine the movement. Coretta destroyed it. She didn't go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, talk about how her husband is a dog and he ain't faithful. She said, even though what my husband doing is wrong, the movement he represents is more important. I got to take this pain and I got to die with it if I really love my people. That's the type of wife that I need. I don't plan on cheating, but I'm showing you the commitment.
Because that's the difference.
The commitment.
The cheating and the being honest is different.
I completely understand.
So even though Coretta rolled out with her husband, it's a lot of women, we want to, okay, if you put it on the floor, that's different. But when you get to doing sad stuff that I don't know about, it would make a woman in this day and time feel away.
I understand that.
That's
but
a
it
fact.
don't matter how you feel. You do not compromise the movement for your feelings.
I understand
and
that.
If a black woman cannot do that, you have no business marrying a leader.
I understand.
You follow what I'm saying?
I understand.
Go get you a basketball player. You could crash out on him. Go get you a rapper. You can crash out on him. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go get you a football player. Get you an actor. Get you... The men whose life, my life, is serving the village. Right? If you know you don't have no emotional discipline, you have no business even trying to sit in that seat. What you said is true. I don't agree. I don't disagree with it.
Right.
I'm just saying,
it's just the reality of the
don't date a leader. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot set the people back for your personal problems. The people are always first. My wife got to know, not just say it, she got to know the people always come before me. Coretta knew it. Betty knew it. Winnie Mandela knew it. Miley Evers knew it. And by the way, I want to dedicate this interview to Medgar Evers, who was murdered today. June the 12th, 1963. Medgar Evers, who was the field secretary for the NAACP in Jackson, Mississippi, was shot as he got out of his car in his driveway going into his house. Murdered by the same government he once fought in a war for. We always talk about Malcolm. We always talk about Martin. Don't forget Medgar Evers. He died before both of them. And the one thing Medgar Evers did that Malcolm and Martin did not do, and I love Martin and Malcolm, when Emmett Till got murdered, in 1955, there was only one black leader who went down to Jackson, Mississippi of national recognition and went house to house, door to door, asking questions and investigating, trying to find out who killed Emmett Till. And guess who that was? Medgar Evers. King didn't go south. Malcolm didn't go south. Medgar Evers did that. Never forget Medgar Evers.
You are so educated, and I love that about you.
Are you a sapiosexual?
Type shit. I love that about you. You are so educated. I'm like,
Black queens forever.
I want to know.
My perfect woman. She gotta love the people.
Love the people.
She gotta love the people. Consciousness. Okay. Commitment. Be consistent. Good cooking.
It's a lot of seeds.
If you can't make mac and cheese, if you can't make turkey juice with the greens,
okay.
If you can't make deviled eggs, fried chicken, my beef ribs, my sweet potato pie from scratch, you cannot sit in that seat.
So what if she can do everything but that? Would you teach her?
I don't know how to
add
cook.
a little heavy whipping cream to her
I don't know how to cook. See, I come from a family where the women cook. Mom cook, grandma. Right?
I get it.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you the turn off.
Yeah, what's a turn off?
A woman who can't cook. Oh my God, it's a turn off when a woman cannot cook. Oh my God. And a lot of sisters today, the professional queens, a lot of them, they don't cook.
Yeah. Because they be so busy making sure they pay the bills.
And that's a recipe to get cheated on. You want to know why? Because the two strongest hungers of a man is his stomach and his reproductive organ. And if you're not cooking, there's another queen who gonna come. And she gonna cook. She gonna make them the sweet potato pie, the mac and cheese, the greens with the turkey. And the next thing you know, after she give him that upside down cake, he gonna have her ass upside down. So you better cook for for your man
Hey,
if you want to keep him.
hey, y'all heard what he said. I ain't got that problem, baby, because
A
this
woman who
macaroni
don't
over
cook
here is giving
is in a
macaroni
bad
time.
situation because food has your energy. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When a man eats a woman's cooking, he's consuming her ashe. So you got to be careful with that. Like I tell women, you don't let other women cook for your man all the time. That
Right.
man can fall in love with that woman through her food. It is real.
Yeah.
This is an African culture that'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Food is powerful. And if you're a woman who don't cook, see, the problem today is a lot of our sisters think beauty is enough.
Yeah.
And it ain't their fault. That's our fault. We have emphasized the physical so much
Yeah.
that a lot of women think that's it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because spirit can't live off beauty.
Right.
Spirit needs love. Spirit
Yeah.
needs peace. Spirit needs camaraderie and friendship.
Spirit needs character.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. And if y'all let us all have 2 wives, all the black women will be married. Let me tell you the problem that monogamy creates. Not only does it create deceitful behavior, deceptive behavior, and cheating, I'm going to tell you a big problem monogamy creates for professional, successful black men. You know what it is? Let's take you.
I want you to tell me. This episode of So Who Go Say It was brought to you by Complex Studios. That's right. Complex Studios is the #1 studio in Chicago, guaranteed to cover all your media needs. So y'all make sure y'all book with Complex Studios right now.
Beautiful woman, right? There's 4 more. Just like you. Stay with me. I'm filling all 4 of y'all. And you're telling me you got to choose one. She's telling me you got to choose one. She's telling me you got to choose one. And she's telling me you got to choose one. So let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you what we go through as men, right?
Okay.
Because I might be in love with you, but I'm like, damn, she nice too. So when y'all say you got to dwindle it down to one, you know what ends up happening? Time starts getting wasted. Because we cannot decide just one. When a man got 2 women who've been rocking with him and holding him down, and both of them expecting to cut the other one off, you know what he gonna do? He not gonna choose. Keep them both. Neither one of y'all get married. That's the problem in the black community. Whereas if y'all said you can choose 2, that's better now. I got you, and you help me choose the other one. But to say choose one amongst all these black women, when you got
It's a
way
lot.
more black women than men. Do you know if you married every black man in America right now to every black woman, you will have 3 million black women without a husband? What do you think those 3 million black women are going to do? They're going to share your man. Because the same women who say, I don't do polygamy, have no problem being a mistress to a married man.
Type shit. Now let me ask you this. You a lot. So with your 2 women, is it just they just focus on you? Or are you letting them scissor and bump coochie or get
No,
involved in what's
no
going on?
coochie bumping. This is no carpet munching, right?
Okay.
They are my wives.
Okay.
But they will work together in everything else.
Okay.
You
So
follow?
no extraness. I just want to
Nah,
know. Because a lot of times that does happen.
I know.
That does
And
happen.
a lot of times the men want it to happen. You follow what I'm saying?
A lot of men want to, and a lot of men don't want it. And a lot of women sneak and do it.
That's true.
A lot of women sneak and do it because they're being themselves and everybody being honest.
Yes.
So I've had situations, not just with me,
I know what you
but
mean.
where men be like, okay,
I know what you mean.
that's too much. I don't want that.
I know what you mean.
So if it gets to that, what would you do?
I
Cut
don't
them
want
off?
that. That would be part of the marriage agreement up front. You feel me?
That's interesting. Now that's something you gotta be careful with that, because that could happen. You got an assistant wife and y'all co-wifing, and next thing you know, y'all
If I
going
catch
down.
my wives in bed together, I'm going to get a hot bucket of bleach and throw that shit on both of them.
So when you having 2 wives, you having sex with them individually?
Yeah.
So you never had sex with them together?
Nah. I don't see a need for that.
So even if they
I
not
don't even
touching
think they need
each
to live in the
other.
same house either, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to
Well,
remember, I
gotta
travel
make
a
that
lot.
clear.
So they don't necessarily have to. I mean, if they want to, they can. Here's the thing with African polygyny, not in every culture, but in many, the polygyny is matriarchal. You know what that means? That means you and your co-wife are going to create the system.
Yeah.
as opposed to Islamic polygyny or Hebrew polygyny, where the man dictates. In matrilineal polygyny, the women create the system.
Right.
Y'all decide.
Right.
And then I come to y'all and say, how are we going to do this? And y'all say, this is when you're going to be with me. This is when you're going to be with her. She's going to take care of this. I'm going to, y'all follow me? Y'all
Right.
create the system.
Right. I
Because
just wanted to
if y'all
ask.
don't agree, it falls apart.
Right.
That's why when these men do these forced polygyny, if them women don't want to be in that, they're going to tear this thing apart. Is it even
Yeah.
worth the peace of mind you got to go through the forced to, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what I would have loved for two queens to come to me already chose each other. Doc, we what you need. Her and I. I've never had that.
Right.
But that
But
would be perfect.
not chose each other.
No,
as
chose each other to work together for me as the
Right.
co-ops and the sister, but not choosing each
Do
other.
you feel like
physically.
that's selfish?
What?
That they chose each other to work just for you, but not for themselves as well? Because
Well, they got to work together though, as a team.
they can work together,
The
but I'm
sister
saying
wife thing got to be intact.
the sister
She got
wives
to
usually
want for
be
her sister what she want for herself.
the sister wives usually be cracking together.
Oh Lord, if you
I mean,
don't
it's
cut
the
it out,
truth. It's the truth.
it is
That's how it be going.
because
Now
we live
we
in a
gotta put
freaked
that on the
out.
floor.
This is a freaked out society now. But I don't want it that way.
Okay.
And if they think
Well, I
that
just wanted
if
to
they
know.
think they're gonna get that urge, they got to live in different houses. They can't live in the same house
I got a feeling that if you had those two
because then you
that
invite.
checked off everything, checked off all the blanks,
Uh-huh.
and they said, "Okay, we being honest with you. We want to do everything that you say." Right?
And I'm going to tell them this house is sanctified, and if I let y'all carpet munch each other in this kingdom, the demons are going to invade it. Remember, there's a demon
I
for
get it.
every sin.
Okay.
That demon going to come in there. And now we made a covenant with the devil and not a covenant with the culture.
Well, you know, I don't know.
God's
I
law
was just asking.
is supreme.
I read something where you had some talk about somebody, a woman in your past, and she had like a little tilapia catfish smell.
Shut up. We ain't
No,
talking. Shut
no.
up.
She
Big
had
rat.
she had a catfish smell. I ain't gonna go too
I
far
got
up
you.
in
I
it.
got you.
And
I
I
got
was thinking, because I read the polygamy thing, so I didn't know that you thought like that, like as far as you wanted this separate. And I was like, man, do he know that if a eggplant is implanted in one box to the next box to the next box?
They're
Because I
gonna end
thought
up
that's how you
sharing
see now.
energy.
You could share BV. So BV leads to that fishy smell.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay,
We got to go to the
is he
doctors
go
on a
accept?
regular.
Yeah, I'm like, is he go accept any
Yeah, but she and I wasn't in
responsibility?
nothing polygynous though. You follow me what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
was just only seen.
Yeah,
a
but
few
I was
times.
just, that's just something
I
that
feel
I
you,
didn't
I feel
know.
you, I feel
So
you,
I just wanted some clarity on it.
I feel we're gonna have to do regular family checkups, all three of us.
Yeah.
You feel me? Once
get
a
it.
quarter, once a season to make sure everybody's straight. It's the only way to it's the
I
only way to
get
do
it.
it. You know what I
I get
mean?
it.
But I will tell you this though. I don't want to say it because sisters who watch this interview are gonna think that they're that one. So I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
If I don't meet them together or relatively close in time to one another, if I end up with one for a long time, I probably forget about needing the other one. You follow me?
Right.
If you say, Dr. Umar, could you be with one if you had to? Yes. Two is what's best, but I could be with one if I had to. I don't even want to say that because somebody's going to watch this and think
Right.
I'm the one.
Let me try. Let me
Yeah.
keep trying. What about the ones that may feel like, okay, I don't want to share. I don't want to be equally sharing him with somebody.
All women share.
I don't want to be
There's no
knowingly equally sharing with him with somebody, but I'm not mad at having at this being my level, and then I got a concubine for assistant to
You
where
mean a woman have a man?
no, I know that you want to.
Oh, you mean me as a concubine, as an assistant?
No, I'm saying, for example, let's just use me.
Yes. You're the wife.
Right. Let's just say I was the wife, and instead of me having a co-wife,
Yes.
like she's equal to me,
I
would.
You would allow me a concubine.
Right.
None of the rights of a wife. That's your pleasure toy.
No, not even just my pleasure toy, but my assistant in handling business for you. Because you
Okay,
said this
so
morning-
she's your assistant. She's the
and
wife's
she's your
assistant
assistant as well.
and the concubine. She's just not your equal in the marriage.
Exactly. So it's not 50-50 with the wives. It's more like 80-20. How would you feel about a situation like that?
Here's my only problem with a situation like that. I don't know if I would feel that it is fair to her to do as much for me in the movement as the wife and not have the same status of respect.
So you would be more worried about her concerns versus the main wife.
I would be concerned. My question for myself would be, am I unjustifiably relegating her to a lower status when she should be the equal of my wife? Let me tell you why that's a concern. In African culture, men are admonished to be careful with how we treat women because our good luck and bad luck is many times contingent on how we treat y'all. This is a big thing Black men in America don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Murders, shootings, prison, failed businesses, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our problems are the karmic debts for how we
you
treated the
treat
women.
women.
You follow what I'm
I
saying?
believe
And so when
that.
you give me that, I'm not absolutely against it, but I'm saying karmically, is that appropriate? Will my female ancestors have a problem with that arrangement? You know what would decide it? If you were my wife and that was your proposal, instead of a regular 50-50 equal wife, we would have to get a divination. That is a situation where we go to the Babalawo and sit down on a rug and he does a divination and tell us whether or not that would be a blessed arrangement,
Right.
or no, you got to get a full wife. You follow me? I would leave. And if
that.
he say, no, that's acceptable for who you are, I would do it. My question for you though, how do you keep her emotions and ambitions from going to a place where she feels entitled to be your equal co-wife?
Well, I don't know about nobody else, but with me, I feel like it's a blessing to be in any type of, it's a privilege to be on anything that I'm involved in. So whether you on level 30%, 20%, then they would
But
just
what
be
if she
so
comes to you
happy.
and say, listen, we've been at this for a while and I think it's time for me to be a fully equal co-wife with you. I've been in this with you. I've done it as long as you. I want the same status you got. What do you tell her after 20 years in the game?
Well, it wouldn't be 20 years in a game.
I'm saying, what if it was though?
It couldn't be, because 20 years is way too long.
No. I'm saying she's been in that position in our marriage for 20 years. I'm saying hypothetically.
Okay.
She got 20 years in with us.
Well, she's not a wife. She's a concubine.
Right, but she comes to you and say, I believe I'm entitled to the wifeship now. I should be you. I should be your equal in this marriage as a co-wife. And she's been holding you down and holding me down. What do you tell her diplomatically to deter that energy?
Okay, because I'm a super giant, such as yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
I already know that just wouldn't happen, because I just tend to have that Chella effect, and they'll just be happy to be a part of the situation. So I wouldn't have to worry about that. So for a regular person or another type of woman, how they could probably deal with it is take her up on, see how she's thinking, and just move accordingly. For me, I know that because of just the type of person I am, and just everything about me, that they'll just be happy just to be around. So
Let me ask you a question. Are you married?
No.
Or are you in a relationship?
Type shit too.
A situationship.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
I'm not married.
Understood.
So I'm
in a situationship.
One or two.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this.
Open to a 3, so we'll talk after.
I am not sharing the cookies. The peach cobbler is only mine.
I get
the honeycomb is only mine.
And I respect that. So you gotta a person gotta come in and stand on business. And until the business is stood on, then may the best person win.
I got you.
Okay.
Here's my question. I've said this before. I was in Australia on an interview. I don't know if you saw it. The Ethiopian sister interviewed me in Australia. And I told her that one of the reasons that snow bunnies are getting away with taking black men, even though black men have no business dating them, and even if you take snow bunnies out, the reason why our beautiful black women often end up single a little later in life is because When men were pursuing their hand in marriage, they were so narcissistic about their beauty that they never saw the need to settle down, right? When I look at you, you're beautiful. You got the face, the body, the whole nine.
Inside out.
I got you. So I'm saying to myself, I wonder if she suffer from the pretty woman's disease.
No,
Stay with
I
me.
don't. I don't.
In your 20s, they was hunting. In your 30s, they was hunting. They still hunting. But the reason a lot of y'all beautiful women like you are not married now is because y'all didn't prioritize marriage more so than simply not being able to find the right man. How do you respond to that?
That wasn't the case with me.
Okay.
This is actually the first time that I haven't been.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever been married before?
I have.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have.
Okay. Okay.
I have.
Okay. Okay.
And I could be married today if I choose to. Right now, it's not a priority for me.
I got you.
I'm not saying it won't be later in the year.
I got you.
But it's other things that's
I got you.
important in life to me that's not like a major thing to me right now.
I got you. I got
You
you.
know, it's just life been lifing for me.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. But do you think sisters do have a tendency to put it off a little too long when they have viable mates?
I
Do
mean,
y'all sometimes prioritize the career too much, getting my business up too much
Yeah.
to the detriment
I've
of
seen it
starting
happen.
families?
I've seen it happen.
Because I know a lot of professional women I work with, right, who I know want to be married and could have been.
And they still can be.
Right. The problem was they waited so long that now when they date, a lot of brothers will look and say, she fine. She marriage material. But they start wondering, is there something about her I don't know? Because how in the hell a woman who still looked this good has never been married? See, you've been married before. So that gives a man a little bit more peace. You've been there.
Okay.
What about the sister who looked just as good as you and never been married? It gives men pause. They assume there's a crazy gene in there or something. And I know what it is. They fall.
It's multiple things. It's
It
multiple
is.
reasons
It is.
per person, because you never know. Everybody's life is different, so you don't know
Everybody's
their
life
story.
is different.
And some people focus so much on marriage that they get married just to say they married
That's a
without
problem,
marrying
too.
the right person
That's a-
too.
that's
And
a
that's a
problem,
problem
too.
with women
That's
as
a problem
well.
too. They in love with marriage, but they're not in love with being a wife.
And they not in love with themselves first. So
I
when you're in
agree.
love with yourself first,
I agree.
it depends on what you
I
prioritize.
agree.
You can
I
prioritize
agree.
marriage. You can prioritize. Some people have had it's a lot of women, right? For example, I got a friend, right? And she's in a relationship, and I be loving their relationship, right? But because she felt like she didn't pour into herself and her relationship with her child enough early on, being a mother at 14 and things of that nature, now later in life, she feels like, I just want to take this time to pour into my child. Or I want to point to God.
I can respect
or I
that.
want to, you
I
just
can
never
respect
know a
that.
person's situation. So I feel like instead of just a person just assuming why a person isn't married, a person has to understand each person's situation is different.
I agree with that. My only caveat would be, as different as we are, a lot of our life cycles as men and women
Yeah.
tend to be more shared and in common than different. You follow me?
For sure.
For example, we have an epidemic now of Black women suffering depression and suicide.
Yeah.
50 years ago, you
Yeah.
never heard of a Black woman taking her own life.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
For sure.
But now Black women are getting there.
Yeah.
Right? Strung out on the drugs as a way to self-medicate the pain. And I'm going to tell you a big reason why I believe this to be the case. It's because Black women don't have the sisterhood that women of other ethnicities have. When a Chinese woman is down and out, there's a collectivism amongst Chinese women. When a Jewish woman is down and out, there's a collectivism amongst the Jewish women. When the Latino women often are down and out, there's a collectivism there to pick them up and help them get back on their feet, provide them with the spiritual support, the financial support, the social support, whatever they need, down to a caregiver for the children. Black women often suffer alone, and they often suffer in silence. I am very concerned about the psychological health of our Black single mothers because everybody expects them to be super women, and they have bought into that idea of being a super women themselves to the point that when they are hurting and need some help, They're afraid to go to anybody because they've been told that to ask for help means you weak. And if you weak, you have not been a good Christian.
So do you feel like, because I agree with that, but do you feel like the black women don't have as much support? Because it is a
That's
lot.
my point. Support non-religious, beyond the church.
Yeah.
What support do black women have systemically? I don't mean you got a couple girlfriends who could come to you if they need something. That ain't what I mean. When I say systemic, if I just moved to Chicago as a black woman, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hurting. I need some help with my kids. I need some help with myself. I just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
What number can I call? What organization can I go? You see what I'm saying? That sisterhood ain't there. The sisterhood infrastructure is not there systemically the way it should be in our community. Black women suffer alone a lot.
Black women definitely suffer, but I can say this because I ain't all the way, I ain't in all the cities and stuff like that. But in Chicago, I don't know. Because it is not just numbers you can call, but it is a lot of organizations in Chicago. It's a lot of sisterhood groups. Like it kind of hit different. I know myself, and I ain't just talking about people that I just know personally, right? But I have personally helped a lot of women who suffer from depression.
And may you be blessed for that. But see, that's not systemic, though. Systemic mean it is citywide. In other words, you're doing what you can, right?
Yeah,
Ha-
it's some
right,
organizations.
there's some. But
It
for the
is.
size of Chicago, in the
I ain't gonna say it's enough,
that's what I'm saying.
but it's
And I
some.
only know that because I've had sisters from Chicago reach out to me on emergency situations just for a conversation because they didn't know what to do.
Okay,
Like,
from now on, if they ever reach out to you and you in Chicago, you direct them to your sister Chella.
okay,
Because I'm gonna
okay,
make sure
okay,
that they get some help.
okay,
Because a lot of the resources aren't public.
okay.
And a lot of the stuff do be embarrassing and women just don't know how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with like mean girls.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the mean girl thing, a lot of women be afraid to just be themselves with other sisters.
I
But
agree
it's
with
a
that.
lot of sisters, such as myself, and a lot of queens that I deal with. And it's each one teach one.
And not just the mean girl thing, or should I say, in addition to the mean girl thing,
In addition
we
to.
also have a situation where because able bodied, responsible, well to do black men are a rarity, a lot of women will look at a woman in need
Yeah.
and say, if I
Judgmental.
bring her anywhere near my man, something gonna occur.
Yeah.
And so they deny a sister in need for their own insecurities
That's
centered
a
around
fact.
that relationship.
Because they insecure,
I think the biggest driver,
amongst other things.
the biggest driver of separation amongst sisters is men. The competition.
Yeah.
You follow me? The competition. You see it when you walk into a room. You follow me? A
Yeah.
woman walks into a room and the first thing every woman do is look at their husband like, You know
Trying
what I
to
mean?
see where his ass going. I get it.
Absolutely. And I really think black women need to have some sort of a conference because there's a lot of issues that y'all need to talk about amongst
Yeah.
yourselves. Don't get me wrong. Black men need to do the same thing, right? But guess what? If I'm having a program with some black boys and
Yeah.
I call up Big Rap, if I call up that brother, I say, yo, I need you to help me with these boys, they coming.
Yeah.
If I
KX
do
for
the
sure.
same thing with the women, you know what the women are going to say? Because I've done this. They're going to say, they too grown. They smelling themselves. They butt bigger than mine. They don't. The sisters will give me a million excuses why they can't work with them teenage girls. The brothers won't give me none.
Okay, I'm gonna say this because this is our first day
Yes, ma'am.
meeting. From now on, if you ever get a call like that,
I got you. Oh, don't
you
worry.
call me, and guess what? It ain't just me. It
Okay.
ain't just me.
Okay.
I got a foundation, a strong, confident, secure black women in Chicago
So let me ask
that
you
will
this.
take everybody on, that we can match for match. For everybody that got a problem, I got a solution.
So
And I
then let
mean
me ask
that.
you this, and you might not be ready for this yet, and if you're not, that's okay because you can always put it out there later.
Okay.
If there's an email or a number or a website that you want to put out there, you should probably either do it during this conversation because so
Yeah.
many people are going to watch it, or
Yeah. Yeah.
add it to the bottom.
Yeah, I will.
You follow what I'm
I
saying?
will
Because they're
add
going to
it.
watch
I will
this.
add
And
it.
this sister's watching this is
Yeah.
going to say, I need to call her
Yeah,
now.
as they should.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women in Chicago that can attest that I've already then made that move.
I got something I want you to do then.
For sure.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
The last time I did an all-women's conference was in Muskegon, Michigan. Over 10 years ago.
Okay.
I went to Muskegon, Michigan for a women's conference.
Okay.
It was a shelter. Some was homeless, some was domestic abuse, the whole thing, right?
Where I come from?
You from Muskegon?
No, I'm from Chicago, but I come from
I
shelters
got, okay,
and all
the
that.
background. I got
Yeah.
you. And this brother set me up to go in there, and I did a seminar with those women. They never stopped thanking me for it. I dealt with depression. I dealt with single motherhood. I dealt with navigating special ed. I dealt with fatherlessness. I dealt with domestic, all of it, right? I want you to arrange for me to do a free 1 day, 9 to 5 conference for Black women who are coming from challenging circumstances.
Let's do it.
You feel me?
Right up my alley.
Okay.
Right up my alley.
All right.
And look, I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna look like.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be us. It's gonna be Complex. My Kings, KX, Rap. I'm gonna put it together. I ain't gonna go into all the details.
Put it together. Get some
But
of the
I'ma
Black
put it
restaurants
together.
to donate some food for lunch,
That's
for breakfast. You
nothing.
feel me? All that.
That's nothing. We got the best food in the country.
Oh, I know
Everybody knows Chicago got
Well,
the
my
best
favorite
food.
restaurant is
That's
in
nothing.
Chicago. Yassa Senegalese on MLK, across the street
Okay.
from Ida B. Wells' house. Black Power!
I'm from the Ida B. Wells
What you mean, Ida B. Wells projects?
I'm
Okay.
from the Ida B. Wells.
Are they
before
still
was closed
standing?
down. No, they not.
Okay,
But I
okay.
was born in the Wells.
I love Ida B.
38.
Wells.
Me and KX. We from Ida B. Wells. I went to Coretta Scott King, Doolittle. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's
Have you
great.
ever
That's
been
what's
to
up.
Ida B. Wells' gravesite here in Chicago?
I haven't.
I went for the first time 2 visits ago.
Interesting.
For the first time. Because you know she's the only woman in Black history, Black American African history,
Okay.
who could have been considered the undisputed leader of Black America, Ida B. Wells. No other Black woman was ever considered the leader of the race in this country. You follow me?
I didn't know that.
The only person who eclipsed her at the time in his old age was Frederick Douglass. Yes, and they worked together.
Yeah.
But had Douglass went to the ancestors sooner or retired sooner, Ida B. Wells would have been the leader of Black America.
I didn't know that. See, that's what I'm saying. You're so educated.
And she was fine. If I was living back then, I would have wifed her. I would have wifed Ida B. Wells, and I would have wifed Winnie Mandela. Yes, Lord.
You ain't wrong. I love listening to you, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. So I noticed that a lot of the kids that was born recently, like over the past years, 2, 3 years, 5, 6 years,
Yes.
are born and they suffering from autism.
Okay.
Man, I'm saying like people saying like, oh, that's been going on, and that's not
No,
true.
it hasn't.
It's not true. I did my research,
It's
and I want to
exploded.
know
It's exploded.
what are your thoughts on that, because it's like a lot of my friends own daycares, and they saying like 60-70% of the kids suffer from autism. A lot of the people that I know personally that have smaller kids have autism. Where do you think it came from, and what are your thoughts on the autism crisis?
I'm going to give you another seminar. I told you the one for the women only.
Okay.
We also need to do the Dr. Umar Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp.
Okay.
It's also free.
Okay.
This is when I teach parents the entire school to prison pipeline, from the autism to the emotional disturbance to the intellectual disability to the reading disability, the math, the comprehension, the evaluation, the IEP, the placement, the independent. You follow what I'm saying? Let me answer your question now. Autism exploded in the 21st century. When you went to school, when I went to school, when Big Rap went to school, when my brother here and the sister here went to school, You never had an autistic classmate. You might have had one.
Yeah.
You might have had one your whole 12 years. Your children are guaranteed to get 2 of them a year now.
Yeah.
You know why? It is the increase in the toxicity in the immunizations. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
The immunizations they give our children now are more lethal and more toxic than they were when we were children. Because I got my shots and you got your shots.
Yeah.
And Rap got his shots. None of us got autism because it's not the same type. And also they give them more now. It's more immunizations now than it was. And there was a whistleblower. Check this out. There was a whistleblower from the Food and Drug Administration, for the Center for Disease Control a couple years ago. Because you got the FDA and you got the CDC, right? And guess what he said? And in fact, Robert Kennedy, who's currently the chair of what is he? Is he FDA or
He is.
DHS? Health and Human Services.
Okay.
Right. And they fall under that.
Okay.
Even Robert Kennedy said the vaccinations are causing the autism.
It's something.
And guess what? There's a special autistic relationship between Black boys and the MMR shot. Measles, mumps, and rubella, that is the trigger for autism in Black boys. This is known and it is a fact. So if you are raising Black boys, don't give him that modern MMR shot. He'll be talking until he's 2 and never talk again.
Or not talking at all, right?
Or not talking at all.
A lot of the kids who suffer from autism, from what I heard, they not talking. They only eat certain foods like chicken.
Yes, because let me give you this. Let's look at some of the features of autism. Autism is not intellectual disability, by the way. I want Chicago parents to understand autism is not intellectual disability. Intellectual disability is intelligence and cognition. Autism is communications. An autistic child is impaired in their ability to communicate with others, spoken or nonverbal.
Yeah.
In other words, let's say you got a 3-year-old nephew, right?
Yeah.
He doing something he don't got no business doing. You can give him a look and he know auntie want me to stop, right?
Right.
Autistic kid, give him the same look, he gonna laugh in your face. He don't know that look means stop. You follow me?
Yeah.
They are impaired in their ability to communicate verbally and non-verbally. But they're some of the most intelligent children you'll ever. The highest IQ scores I've gotten. I've been a school psychologist, certified school psychologist for 25 years, right? The highest IQ scores I've gotten were from autistic kids.
Yeah.
If I give you my 12 highest IQs, 6 of them were autism. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could be autistic and mentally gifted. You could be autistic and intellectually disabled.
Yeah.
You could be autistic and be average. The reason I want Chicago parents to understand this is because your school district is notorious for putting autistic Black boys in classes for life skills kids. Life skills special ed is for kids who are intellectually disabled. But what they'll do in Chicago, they'll do it in Philly, they'll do it anywhere if you let them get away with it. They'll take an autistic kid and put it with the intellectually disabled because they don't want to pay for another autistic teacher. If your child is the only autistic kid in that school, the principal going to say, I'm not going to hire no teacher just to teach no 1 kid or 2 kids or 3 kids. I'm going to sneak him in the life skills kids with the intellectually disabled kids, formerly called retarded, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave him in there and hope his parents never realize what I'm doing. And they get away with it all the time because parents don't know autism ain't got nothing to do with intellectual disability. You see that? I want to take you to another point that I want your parents to understand. So let's say you have a child. Well, Faith, let me go back to the features. So number 1, spoken and non-spoken language impairment.
Okay.
You mentioned the fixation of autism. Autistic kids get fixated on objects and activities. You might have an autistic son. He ain't leaving the house unless he wear them same color socks. He's not eating his cereal unless it's with that same spoon.
Right.
He not going to behave at the babysitter's house unless you put Finding Nemo on. And when you put Finding Nemo on, they got to play until you come back home. He will watch Finding Nemo 25 times in a row, right? Autistic kids have to have the same structure every day. The pattern cannot change because their imagination is restricted in being able to adjust to the pattern. So if you wake your autistic son up, you wake him up, you bathe him, you feed him, you dress him. You wake him up, you bathe him, you feed him, you dress him. Hypothetically, that's your schedule. Tomorrow, you decide to feed him first he gonna go off.
Yeah.
His mind cannot adjust to the change in the pattern. They also make really strange noises when they're young.
Yeah, they do.
Real strange.
Because
And they
they not
also do a
taught
lot of
that.
looking at the lights, blinking and flickering at the lights. If somebody thinks their child is autistic, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, if I take your 5-year-old son, let's say he's 5, if I take your 5-year-old son to a playground in Chicago with other 5-year-old boys,
Okay.
will he go play with them boys in the playground? I'm sitting here. Go play. Will he go play with them kids? They the same age, but he don't know them. Will he try to play with them, or will he stay over here with me and play with himself? And if you tell me my son will go over there, even though he can't talk well, he's gonna go over there and try to play with them kids, that ain't autism. That ain't all. Autistic kids, they do not initiate social interaction. Not most of the time. There's exceptions to every rule, right? But generally speaking, autistic kids do not initiate social interaction. You got to damn near force them. In fact, the kids in the playground could come over to your son, right? And guess what? They'll start playing with your son. You would think he don't even see him because he's so into his own world. But I do also want to say this. Even though autism is real, autism is often misdiagnosed. You following me? How you know it ain't speech? How do you know it ain't deafness? How do you know it's not a hearing impairment? How do you know it's not selective mutism? How do you know it's not emotional abuse? There are conditions that mimic autism that are not autism. And I always tell parents, get your child some speech and language therapy first. You see that, Queen? Because if he ain't talking, he gonna look autistic. A child who cannot speak well is going to look autistic, is not going to want to socialize with other kids because they have no confidence in their ability to talk. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a real life example. You ready for this?
It's just being thrown around so heavy, the autistic. Everybody is
You know why?
autistic.
It's the quickest thing to put on a black child so you can get paid off of their disability. Remember, special ed is a business. Every time I qualify a kid for special ed, they get paid. The school. So they're telling black moms, get your 2-year-old tested for autism. Get your 3-year-old tested for autism. And what is Dr. Umar saying to the same black mother? Don't you do that. Why not, Dr. Umar? The teacher said I would get a test. I said, because you can't prove autism at 2. I evaluate for autism. I'm 25 years into this. You cannot prove autism at 3. How do you know it ain't just speech? How do you know it's not a hearing impairment? I'm going to give you 2 examples to illustrate what I'm talking about. You ready?
I'm ready.
One kid I evaluated at an elementary school in North Philly. They thought he was learning disabled. They thought he was autistic. They thought he had all kinds of problems, right? I'm sitting in my office giving him the intelligence test, right? Wow. He's a black boy, born in America, no foreign language spoken in the home, and he's looking like he don't understand a word I'm saying, and I'm sitting as close to him as you are to me. Are you with me? I went to the principal. I told the principal, I say, he has to get an audiological assessment. Both ears checked. They said, well, the nurse did a hearing test. The nurse's hearing test ain't good enough. I need an audiological. Guess what we found out? The boy had an ear tube. You know how they put the ear tubes in the children's ears sometimes?
Right.
He got stuck. The parents never got it taken out. He had to have surgery. They cut the canal, pulled out the ear tube, let all that funky juice and liquid and fluid and pus drain out that boy's ear. He came back to school the next year. Guess what? He was normal in all areas. In fact, his IQ was higher than most kids. He almost got misdiagnosed as autistic and LD because of a hearing tube stuck in the ear. You see what I'm saying? Come here.
So doing too much.
I love cats. But
This
my
is
point,
something special.
but my point is, autism can be misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
If I didn't care about that black kid, he would have been diagnosed as autism. And his only problem was what? An ear tube. Let me give you one more kid. He was in my Boy Scout program. I have my own Pan-African Boy Scout. Emmett Till, Hector Peterson, and the Scottsboro boys, right? His mom and grandmom said, Dr. Umar, he's autistic. Guess who diagnosed him? Classified him? An Asian school psychologist. What they know about black kids. I said, that boy not autistic. They said, why you say that? I said, because look, he loves coming to the scout program. He likes to play with the other kids. He likes to be around the other kids. Autistic kids don't do this. But they said, Dr. Umar, he's been autistic his whole life. I said, I don't believe he is. Now, mind you, I never evaluated him, but I'm observing him in my program. But he never spoke. But he loved to interact and play. I said, he ain't autistic. They said the Chinese school psychologist said he was. Guess what we did one day, Queen? Group trip to the Philadelphia Zoo. The animals. We get to the zoo. The first display is the primates, right? The chimpanzees, the gorillas, the zebras, right?
Right.
Guess what that little boy did who never said a word my whole camp?
What?
He started talking and never shut up. When I tell you the other kids
Just
looked
out of nowhere.
out of no, they looked at him, they looked at me, they said, Dr. Umar. Everybody was shook, even the adults. And guess who was on the trip with us? His
Who?
mother and grandma. If they didn't see it for themselves, they wouldn't believe me. Everybody was like this. He literally didn't shut up the whole zoo trip. He introduced us to all the animals. He broke all, everybody looking at him like this. I looked at the mom and grandmom and smiled. I said, I told y'all that boy wasn't autistic.
And what they say?
You know what his diagnosis was? He was a selective mutism. That's what you call selective mutism. A child, for whatever reason, who voluntarily chooses not to talk, and then one day
Just
starts
start talking
talking
out of
and
nowhere and
never
won't
shut up.
shut up.
He never shut up the rest of the camp. I don't know what it was about the animals, the ancestors' God, but the Philadelphia Zoo, those animals, maybe they spoke to him. You follow me? That boy started speaking and never shut up. What am I telling you this for? Stop being so fast to get your kids evaluated for special ed. Not just autism, intellectual disability, emotional disturbance. You cannot prove these disabilities in very young children. Whenever I get a request to evaluate a child beneath the fourth grade, a red flag automatically goes up. The other thing I need your listening audience to understand, my Chicago parents who I love and respect, and across Illinois and across the country for that matter, because special ed is a federal program, right? Is I need them to understand that when your child is evaluated and you don't agree with the evaluation, you have a right to a second opinion by a school psychologist of your
Yeah.
choice, and the district has to pay for it. I also need black parents to understand that you have a right to say no. We want to test for autism. No, you're not. We want to test it for LD. No, you're not. Black parents need to start exercising their right to say no. You don't let them test because they want to test, because special ed is a business. They get paid. Every Chicago kid who gets placed in special ed, Chicago schools gets a subsidized check for that child from the State Department of Education.
Yeah.
This
And
is why our kids go in special ed and they never get out. Why they want to let you out of special ed if they're getting an extra 10, 15, $20,000 a year for one kid? So if one kid is an extra 10 grand, queen, 10 kids is an extra 100 grand. A
yeah,
100 kids is an extra million.
it's a
How
system.
much money is Chicago public schools making off of misdiagnosed black boys in special ed?
Interesting.
The school to prison pipeline runs through the special ed classroom and the psychologist's office. When I go speak in these prisons and I ask the men to put your hand up if you was ever in special ed, black and white. Black, I
Everybody
ain't been in
hands
a
up.
prison yet where I asked the men to put their hands up if they was in special ed, and not most of the hands went up. And you know what's sad? Most kids go to special ed for what? Reading problems.
Right.
Reading problems. The average grade level of a black man incarcerated in America is fourth grade. Some of them graduated high school. Do you know what that means? You was in school for 8 extra years beyond fourth to get to 12th. 8 extra years beyond fourth. And nobody cared enough about you to teach you how to read. Not everybody was a dropout. They was pushed out because nobody cared enough to teach them. That's why I'm building the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. That is my mission in life. My mission is to build schools for black children from now into the day that I die, because we are not going to fix our people if we don't fix our children. The
Wow.
mind of the child is the most important thing in the black community. They have to believe it in order to achieve it.
Wow.
Remember, if Carmelo Anthony is not in that independent white school district, attending that white school, in that track meet, we're not even having this conversation.
Yeah.
You see that? I'm gonna go a step further. If black people had their own businesses, Cyrus Carmack Belton never goes to the Shell gas station in the first place because there's a black gas station he could have went to. I'm saying Carmelo Anthony, in Cyrus's case, is partly to be blamed on the black community because we don't have our own infrastructure and institutions, school and gas station. They should have never been there. Look at this. If they were never there, this could have never happened. If we had black gas stations, Cyrus ain't there. And if we had black schools, Carmelo ain't there. So we got to look in the mirror and look at the role we play in this ourselves.
I'm glad you brought that up. In Chicago, it's been a lot of talk about a lot of the Walgreens
What about them?
stores that has been closing. So, like some of the main stores, the Walgreens, you familiar with
I'm
Walgreens?
very familiar.
Okay. So, a lot of the stores, like 87th and 35th, that's been there forever, has been closed down. And the reason that they're saying that they're closing, it's because of the boosting and the stealing
I
that's
don't think
going
it's
on
that.
in the community. This is what they're saying. So I want to know your thoughts on that. So, like I said,
Here's my concern.
I want to know what are your thoughts on that when it comes to the blacks boosting our people,
Uh-huh.
boosting and stealing, because it's big in the
That ain't
community.
the reason, though. That ain't the reason. I would say a more important reason would be the fact that they're possibly losing money because there's so much mail ordering going on. In other words, most people live off Amazon.com now. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why a lot of your stores are shutting down. You even got McDonald's shutting down. Why? Because now with Uber Eats, you can do what? And you can order from any restaurant you want.
Yeah.
Before, the only fast food was McDonald's, remember?
Yeah.
Now, if I want Outback Steakhouse, I can order from, McDonald's has too much competition. That's why they're closing. Walgreens now has to compete with Amazon because you can get your prescriptions filled there now. You follow what I'm saying? A lot of these stores are closing down because the online competition in alternative is just too strong. But let me tell you where I was really going to take this. Many black communities are food deserts. We don't have good, healthy food from good, healthy supermarkets. You follow? Food desert. Hospital deserts. The average black person lives over 5 miles from the nearest emergency room. Food desert, hospital desert, and now medical desert. I can't get my prescriptions. You see that? So when you tell me about the Walgreens closing down, and Walgreens is a pharmacy, I'm concerned about all of our elders in Chicago
Yeah.
who are in need of these medications in order to live. And shutting down the Walgreens could also be a strategy to end their lives prematurely. Because you do know they don't want a lot of elders in America. This is why they dropped the COVID bomb. The COVID was to kill off all the elders so America wouldn't be faced with paying Social Security. Italy had the most white deaths from COVID in Europe because Italy is home to the oldest white population in Europe. COVID was for
Interesting.
the elders. And the United Nations predicted that older people are about to quadruple, right? And Africa is going to be home to not only the oldest, but the largest elderly population. And so the COVID bomb was meant to kill off all those elders so that Social Security or humanitarian aid would not have to be there to support them. Remember this, Queen. Under a capitalist system, and that's what we live in, right? The old people are useless for capitalism. You know why? Under capitalism, there's only two people that benefit the system. You either work for it or you buy from it. You and I, we work. You and I, we go out to the store, we buy, right? But when you 80 and 90 years old, you don't need much from the store. You see that? And you're too old to work. So an old person who's healthy, ain't dying no time soon, don't need to work, and can't buy nothing from the corporations is a
What's their
useless
purpose?
eater. They don't want old people. They do not. Capitalism hates old people because they can't do nothing. I can't make them work, they too old, and I can't make them buy too old. And at the same time, I got to pay into Social Security to take care of them. They want old people dead. That's capitalism. Old people are useless to them.
Yes,
That's the
that's a
selfish world
lie.
that we live in. And that's why I completely believe that God is punishing black people on purpose because God gave us this planet to ourselves alone. And we let all these other people evolve from us and come back and take the planet from us. So we are responsible for every evil in the world because God put us in charge. And not the white man, not the Chinese, not the Arab, not the Latino, not the East Indian, Africans. We're given dominion over this planet. And until we take it back, the world will never run on righteousness again. And if we take too long to take it back, God going to take everybody back, including us.
Interesting. I want to know, do you have anybody outside of our race that you love, that you have a really close relationship with, that may just so happen to be another race outside of
No.
ours?
And it would be dangerous, very dangerous for Dr. Umar to have a non-African friend. Why? Because I am too important to the liberation of African people at this time. And to confide in someone of another race could lead to the compromising of the mission. And neither
Interesting.
could my wife be. For example, take you. You have non-African friends. I don't see nothing wrong with that, although I would dispute them really being friend. If we look at the word friend, a white person can't truly be your friend because no white person gonna go against white supremacy. But anyway, if you were to be my wife, you would have to give up all your non-black friends because it becomes a security threat to the mission.
Okay. So what about some of my black friends that's has shown disloyalty in the past? How
They
would you
got to be
feel
cut
about
off. They can't come into the house. You can hang with them outside the house. They can't come into the house. They're against the race. Anybody who's against African people, including African people, got to go.
I get it. You are one of the most recognizable, most educated men to ever exist.
Thank you
And
for
you got
that. That's
some
powerful.
you got some great books
Hmm.
up under your belt. Do you got another book coming up, or and
And I'm
what
so
subject would
ashamed.
it come?
I only got
What
two
subject
books.
would
I
it
should have
cover?
200. I'm working on the second edition to my first book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Ed and ADHD War Against Black Boys.
So that's the upcoming book.
That's the upcoming book. That'll be the third book, which is the second edition of the first book.
Okay.
The book that my black women, my sisters, are waiting for all over the world, that's probably going to make me a millionaire, is for sisters only, relationships and dating, the rules of romance. And when I do that book, I'm going to do it for sisters only tour.
Okay.
And it's going to be part consciousness and part comedy. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to make you think, but I'm going to make you change. For Sisters Only tour is coming once the For Sisters Only book is done. And I'm going to deal with everything.
Feel free to call me if you
I
ever want
got
a
you.
real,
I got you. I got you.
because I'll
So for
put it
Sisters
on the
Only,
phone.
I got to do my autobiography because nobody can tell my story but me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have it. You know, I went away to high school. I went away to college. So my siblings can't tell my story. My parents can't tell my story. I don't have any friends that can tell my story. My only best friend, he passed away a couple years ago, Brother Mark. I knew him since fourth grade. There's nobody who knows my story.
Yeah.
So if I don't tell it, I'm going to end up like Marcus Garvey, whose story we only know through the eyes of other people because he never wrote his own. Frederick Douglass wrote 3 autobiographies, right? So I got to get an autobiography done, God forbid, because we don't know how long we're here, and I need my story to be told accurately. I don't want nobody else telling it because nobody else can tell it.
Yeah.
Because I'm mostly a soloist. I mean, I got my teams and everything, but I do a lot alone.
Yeah.
That's how I've been since a child, though.
Yeah.
It served me well in this capacity because you can't trust everybody. Like I got a handful of people I can trust, right? Big Rap and maybe 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? It's very small. You know what I mean? And I think God wanted it to be that way to reduce the potential of betrayal.
Yeah. That's the super giant in you.
Yeah.
What I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
I saw that your school, FDMG Academy
Yes.
in Wilmington, Delaware,
Yes.
is complete.
It's been complete since Frederick Douglass's birthday, February 14th, 2026. And we still don't have a final building inspection or a certificate of occupancy because the building inspector for my district does not care for me. And he's doing everything he can to sabotage my school from opening. That's why we not in there decorating right now.
But it's coming.
It's coming.
Because he can't stop the
He can't
powers.
stop
He
it.
can't
We
stop
probably gonna
what's
have to get an
meant.
attorney and go to court because it looks like that's what it's shaping up to be. Yeah, they trying to stop black people. This ain't even white folks. This is black people blocking us.
It's just always something.
Always
But it's
something.
only so much he can do.
Yeah,
So that's
we're going to
just
get
small
it. It's
things
just a
to
matter of
giant.
time now. It's just a matter of time, but we knocking on the door, and I can't wait till we get it open because not only will FDMG be a school for our children, where we're going to specialize in agricultural science, political science, economic science, dietary and nutritional science, science of the black man, woman, and child, and spiritual and astrological science, if I didn't mention that already. The philosophy of Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass will be taught as a class. You don't graduate unless you can speak 2 African languages, right? You will have your own business plan when you graduate, and we will actually finance the first business for each of our graduates. Oh, it's Black Power all day. It's Black Power all
You
day.
is something else.
It's Black Power all
I
day.
love it.
And even though it's a boys' school, we will add girls within 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
And even though it's a boys' school, we will have a co-ed teacher base from day one. So there will be male and female teachers for the
Teaching the
boys.
boys. Okay.
But guess what? All the girls, all the women, excuse me, and the girls, when we open up the girls' school, must be 100% natural by nature, or they cannot come to that school.
Okay.
No weave, no wig, no perm, no artificial hair color
Don't
or
be
hair.
pointing at me talking about weed because I got these tracks now. Hold on now.
But it's all natural. Head to toe.
Everything. Body
Everybody.
parts, everything.
Everything. Head to toe natural in order to be there. Your hair don't have to be natural when you apply to be at the school. But your hair better be natural when you show up to work at the school. Or I'm going to shave you bald myself and let you start over with your new growth.
That's interesting.
If I can't grab it, you can't have it. If it ain't nappy, King Kong ain't happy.
Hey, you make your own rules and I can't do nothing.
Now, you can come
but
to the
respect
school
it.
for the events with process hair.
Tracks.
So if you say, I'm coming to the FDMG Fest, you good. But if you say, I want to volunteer
I
at
got options now. I can pull out my tracks and do whatever I want in
Okay.
any way.
Okay, so when you come to FDMG,
I'm
I want
good.
that natural hair. I want it natural.
I respect that. FDMG been in the talks for a minute, a few years.
Yeah, we started raising money in April of 2014. We took our first donation in St. Louis, Missouri, trying to raise money to buy the HBCU College St. Paul's in Lawrenceville, Virginia. A
Yeah.
whole black college for $2 million. I went down there. They had the gym, the cafeteria. They had a chapel. They had a infirmary, dormitory. I was in love with it, Queen. $2 million for 118 acres. $2 million built by a friend of Booker T. Washington. I couldn't raise the money. The Chinese bought it. We let a Chinese buy a HBCU. So we said, okay, we can't. St. Paul's is over. Let's just start raising money and try to find a regular day school. I came to Chicago. I looked at some of the schools y'all had here. Chicago blocked me, though. The school system in the city blocked me from seeing the good schools. It was a runaround. Detroit, it was a runaround. You follow what I'm saying? I went all over the country. And then one day, 2017, I'm about to go to the Nat Turner Nat Turner War celebration, August 21st, which is my birthday. That's the day the Nat Turner War happened.
You a Leo?
All day long.
I'm a Virgo.
What's your sign?
Virgo.
What's your day? Day.
September 17th. Your favorite day.
You told me already. The day Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you
I
something.
did not know that.
I'm not being fresh, but I'm going to tell you something. My best women were Virgos.
That's for most men.
Even though astrology says the Virgo is not necessarily compatible with the Leo, I'm telling you, my best women, the ones
Virgos are essential to every man, respectfully.
the women I should have married,
Well,
them 5 I named, most of them were Virgos.
yeah. It's the Virgo effect.
You follow me?
I get
it's
it.
something about y'all with me.
It
It
is.
works. Right? Now let me stay focused. Ladies, I'm not flirting. Stay focused. Consciousness over cookies, politics over punani, revolution over romance, black power before the bedroom. Now, with that being said, where were we? I had an 80.
I was saying when it comes to FDMG, I know it was a
Oh, the timeline. So the Chinese bought St. Paul's. So we said we just going to get a regular school. I thought we'd be in Chicago. I thought we'd be in Detroit. I thought we'd be in South Carolina. I went all over the country, right? I used up all my frequent flyer miles on Delta looking for schools. And then 2017 come, right? It's time to go to Nat Turner Land to celebrate the Nat Turner War, August 21st, 2017. If you remember, that was the Great North American Eclipse. Remember that big eclipse? You could see it from coast to coast, August 17th. I'm on LoopNet because I found most of my properties on LoopNet, and this school pops up in Wilmington, Delaware. And it looks kind of modern. I drive by the school. I say, wow, this school is modern. It was built just in like 2007, 2008. The school is young. You follow me? Because if we're in the school ain't even 20 years old yet. So anyway, they wanted $2 million. I couldn't afford that. We only had a $500,000, right? That was August of 2017. I bugged them for a year and a half. Bugged them. bugged them. And then finally in February of 2019, they said, give us what you got. You can have the school.
Give us what
And
you got is
which is
crazy.
the $500,000. You feel me? That's what we paid for it. Now check this out. We don't have one school. We got two. We got the high school and the elementary. They face each other on Dr. Umar Boulevard. Right?
Okay.
That's what I'm going to call it.
This episode of So Who Go Say It was brought to you by Complex Studios. That's right. Complex Studios is the #1 studio in Chicago, guaranteed to cover all your media needs. So y'all make sure y'all book with Complex Studios right now.
So we buy the school. It took us 5 years to buy the school.
Okay.
In my opinion, that is not a long time. That is not a long time.
It's not.
You follow me? To purchase a school building, and we got 4 buildings and 2 schools. We own the whole block.
Right.
5 years. That's no issue. It took us from 2019 to 2026, right? 7 years to get it up and running. Why? Because we kept getting scammed by black contractors. They took our deposits. They didn't finish their money. We got done dirty, Queen. We lost a lot of money trusting our own people to take care of us, and they didn't.
Yeah, it be like that.
The school should. If I'm gonna tell you like this, if
Unfortunately,
I was a Mexican, if I was Dr. Umar, a Mexican, with my credentials and my expertise,
it would have been done.
That school would have been done the first year.
Yeah.
If I was a Jew, it would have been done the first year. If I was Chinese, it would have been done first year. If I was Arab, it would have been done first year. If I was a South Asian Indian, it would have been done the first year. You know why I took a 7? Because we black. And guess what? Not only would it have been done the first year, guess what? I would not have had to pay any of the people who fixed it. Do you feel me? The Mexican said, this is for our kids. You hold that money for the school. We're going to do this on GP.
Yeah.
Nobody did shit for free. And most of them scammed us. And do you know how we finished all the renovations, Queen? I woke up one day and said, you're going to have to bring white people in here to finish this work. Because if you keep on depending on your own people, you will never finish this school.
And did that happen?
Yes. The white people came in and they finished it up in about a year or 2.
So
black people took me 5 years and didn't finish. The white people did it in 2.
Okay. So because
yes, I had to pay them, and they overcharged me, but they finished.
So because of that, and because of situations like the bunny in the beginning that saved you in the drowning, do that make you feel any type of grace when it comes to the white people?
I think you're missing my perspective on white people. First of all, the contractors who helped us finish the school, that was fee for services business.
It's still business. Yeah,
you follow me? They finished, but it was business. The snow bunny who saved me, that was personal. She saved me as an individual, right? And I'm thankful. If she came to me tomorrow and said, hey, I'm the girl who saved you 30 years ago, thank you very much. If I could ever do anything for you to repay you for what you did saving my life, God saved my life through you. If I can repay you, you let me know. You follow me?
What if she wants to audition and be a wife?
She not getting bent over.
You ain't.
I don't bend over snow bunnies. No pale vagina for the prince.
I get
now, when I say black men got to stay with black women, that ain't personal. That's about the survival of African people. That's about loving my black women. That's about giving our kids a role model. It has nothing to do with white hate. Nothing I preach has anything to do with hating nobody. Hate is useless. Hate is useless. If hate could help us, Queen, do you think we'd be in the position we in if hate could help? Hate don't heal.
I get it.
Hate don't heal. Love heals. If a black man is motivated to destroy white supremacy because he hates white people, as we said earlier, but he don't love black people, he useless. I don't want to fight with people who just hate racism. I want to fight with people who love black people. Because guess what happens? After you defeat racism, if you still got that hate in your heart, you're going to start hating your own people. You see that? I want people who love black people, not people who hate white folks. I don't think you should hate anybody. It's wasted energy. I don't hate nobody.
What's something that stands out, that's going to stand out at FDMG school that doesn't stand out at a traditional school?
First of all, it's Pan-Africanist centered. Second of all, we're dealing with agricultural science, military science, political science, economic science, spiritual science, in the science of the black family in elementary school. Show me a school doing that anywhere on the planet.
Period.
And you know what the secret weapon of FDMG is that no school got? No school got. The black history teacher is Dr. Umar Ifatunde. They get me in the class. I ain't just the principal. I'm the political science teacher, the African spirituality teacher, and the black history teacher. Once your son sit in that seat in front of me for one day,
It's
he gonna be
different.
black queens forever, snow bunnies never for the rest of his life.
Pan-African. I love the
Pan-Africanism
I love
of power. Don't send them to FDMG
Pan-African.
if you ain't trying to have a revolutionary in your house.
That's
I told
what's
black
up.
men, if you got a white wife, you don't want your son coming to my school, he gonna hate you and your white wife. I'm just joking. But if you got a white wife, you don't want your son at FDMG because he's gonna ask you, Father, why did you do this? It's a contradiction. We're gonna eat, breathe, and eat black consciousness.
I love that. Pan-African. Speaking of eating, I love Pan-Africans and pan pizza. I just love
I
me some
love
pan. I want to ask you this because
the
I heard you
best
saying
piece.
you
My
was.
best pizza is Detroit. Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos.
That's your best pizza?
You ever heard of it?
No.
Papadopoulos. Detroit. It ain't black.
I'm gonna take you on the Chicago pizza tour. How that sound?
I never been on to Chicago. I
I'ma
never had
do a
pizza
lot
in
of-
Chicago. I never had pizza in Chicago. That's because I always eat at
Pray
Yassa's.
for him.
But I need to
Pray
get some
for him.
Chicago pizza.
I'm gonna make sure you get the best pizza.
The only
don't know
time I
about
didn't eat
Detroit pizza,
in Yassa's is me, Big Rap, and Monica ate at a black soul food joint around the corner, I think, from the Harold Washington Center a couple years. That's like the only place I ever ate at that wasn't.
And that's my area. The Hair Washington Center is
Yeah, the
low
jerk
end.
plate. Yeah,
That's the low end. I gotta.
we got to do that.
Now, when you was coming in, I heard you saying you was drinking coconut water.
Because I'm fasting.
Right, you fasting. What's something that could make you break your fast? Not that I'm trying to, but I just want to know. Have you ever broke a fast? Like, what's something that threw you off to say, dang, I got to get back on
I
point?
keynoted an elementary school graduation in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania yesterday. And the sister didn't know I was fasting. The teacher who facilitated the graduation, she brought me a salmon platter. It was salmon. I think she had mac. I wanted to break it open so bad. And at the last minute, I said, sister, take this.
So you
I don't
didn't
want to
do
break.
it.
Oh my God. I wanted to. It was soul food. It was black prepared.
And you gave it back.
I gave it back.
Have you ever broke a fast?
I've broken a fast before. I've never broken a Pan-African fast, but I was raised Muslim.
Okay.
I've broken a fast before back in my Islamic days. I did once or twice.
How?
Once or twice. When I was doing my pre-doctoral internship, 2008, 2009, I broke my fast. That's the year before I blew up. So this is the year before I come to Chicago.
Okay.
I broke my fast because I was sick. And I was fasting. And the other psychology intern, she was a snow bunny. And the director, he was Jewish. And they said, you're going to, and the other black people who was working there too, they said, you got to eat something because you sick. And I said, no, we don't, I'm fasting. And in Islam, you don't eat, you don't drink. And they made me feel so bad, like I wasn't taking care of my health,
Yeah.
that I went and got something to eat that day. But that was the last year I fasted, I think. I'm trying to think, did I ever break my fast for some Cinnabons?
I don't know. Have you ever been? Because I feel like
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Talk to me.
I just wanted to ask you that because I can just see that. I can see that. Have you ever been so in love to where something happened to where it changed how you moved?
Yes. Yes.
Give me an example. I wanna.
It's hard to describe being in love so strong to the point where it make you change how you move. But I remember being there and I know who I was there with.
Who was it?
Them same five.
All five?
See, I dated two of them at the same time.
Okay.
And this is when I get into,
They knew about it?
I don't know.
Okay. They do now.
But y'all try to make us choose. If them two would have said,
We the two.
we would be married now. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you still talk to them?
Occasionally we check in. I think one
Are
of
they
them is
married?
married. Yeah, I think
Okay.
one is married, and I haven't seen them since that time, but one of them is married. The other one, I'm not sure.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But if the ancestors would have came to me before that Chicago interview and said, "You're about to go to another stage in your life. You need to choose a wife now," I would have chosen one of them. I don't know if it would have lasted, but they genuinely cared about me
Yeah.
and they would have held me down.
Do you feel like you gonna be getting married soon? Cause I can sense it. I don't know what it is,
What?
but I just feel like within the next 12 months, you go find those two. Do you feel it?
I
Like,
don't feel it, but I would love for that to happen.
do you have any people that's like in the running for
There's a few sisters.
Umar's next two wives?
There's a few sisters who I know, who I keep in touch with, who I think might make good wives, but I'm not limited to them. I'm just watching everybody. You follow what I'm saying?
They up for the program? Do they know what comes with you?
They do. I don't know if they understand how serious I am, though. You follow me? But they do know the situation. But I'm not limited to them because I don't know who God has for me. So I'm just
Yeah.
keeping a wide eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just checking everybody. If they're not married and they can cook and they look halfway attractive, I got my eye on them.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I just got my eye. Because
I can relate.
you know what I'm saying?
I can
You know what I'm
relate.
saying? Because I got to bring them before the boys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't just choose for myself. I got to choose for the movement. And I got to know that they can hold me down. Because I have two daughters. And I wasn't married to either one of their mothers. And I take full responsibility for that. And I don't want to have any more children out of wedlock. I don't want my children being raised in another man's home who doesn't believe in what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? That's bothered me. So, not saying I got to have any more children because I don't. I don't.
You don't
But
want no more?
in case
Do
she's
you
young
want any
enough, because
more?
y'all be freezing your eggs and stuff. So if she wants one, I'm open to it. I just don't have to have one.
Do you
But
want another one?
I would love to have a King Kong Jr., Baby Kong.
Because you just got girls.
I just got
So
girls, and
you want you
everybody
a
I see, all the
boy.
elders, they're like, Dr. Umar, you need your boy.
You had you a
You
boy,
need
it's
a little
up.
prince. If it comes, it comes. If it comes, it comes.
I'm like, what do you do for fun?
What does Dr. Umar do for fun? I like to sleep. I like to pray. I like to
Sleep,
meditate. I
pray.
like to think. I like to write. I like to read. I live in my head. I'm very cerebral.
fun.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is up here. Reading,
your
writing,
fun.
thinking, praying. I live in here and I watch my scary movies with my ice cream. Haagen-Dazs, pineapple, coconut, cherry, vanilla,
Haagen-Dazs is the hit.
pistachio. But I love scary movies. Old school. And my favorite movies, they're all on my phone. I don't go nowhere without them. My favorite movie is Glory, 1988, about black men in the Civil War.
Okay.
You familiar?
No.
You ain't seen Glory?
Oh, I seen Glory, but I ain't seen it in a minute. I don't remember.
You ain't
it.
seen Glory.
I feel like I did.
Oh,
I did see
Lord,
Glory
I'm
at
taking
some
your
time.
black card. How the hell you ain't seen Glory?
You know
About
what?
the Massachusetts 54th Colored Regiment
So
that
look.
stormed Fort Wagner on July 17th, 1917,
I did see Glory. Do I remember it?
1863.
No. I don't
It's
remember
my
it.
favorite movie in the whole world.
I'll go watch it.
And my
when I
second
watch it,
favorite
I'ma
movie in the
say
whole
it's
world is Birth of a Nation. Did you see that Nate Parker, the Nat Turner movie? It came out in 2016. You get your black card took. You get your
what? My
melanin
black
snatched
card
and your
can't
black
be
card took.
took.
My third
My
favorite
black
movie.
card cannot be
My
took.
third favorite movie is The Woman King, Viola Davis. Did you see The Woman King?
I did. That was
sure?
recent.
Yeah. a
Do I
couple years
remember
ago.
the details? No.
And then I got a whole bunch of other. I got a couple white movies I like.
Why you pointing to me
Don't
like
tell
white movies?
nobody.
Like I'm
No. My white movies: Titanic,
okay.
Pearl Harbor,
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, all three of them. Don't tell nobody. I rode with Frodo Baggins and Gollum.
Okay.
What's my other white
I
movie?
saw Glory.
Glory, my favorite movie. It's been my favorite movie since 10th grade when they took us to the movies to go see it.
What's on your playlist? Like what music you listen to?
Naughty by Nature. Tupac is my favorite artist of all time, so everything Tupac.
Okay.
Naughty by Nature. 90s and 2000s R&B. Most of my music is in movies is 80s, 90s to 2000s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to much of the new stuff. I can't tell you who hot, who not, rap or R&B. I'm still in the 80s, and I'm New Edition, Jagged Edge. I'm still into my Whitney, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Did
Marvin
you see the
Gaye.
Michael? Okay.
I saw the Michael Jackson movie.
Did you see the Marvin Gaye? documentary?
Marvin Gaye documentary.
The
How
movie.
recent?
The movie.
Marvin Gaye movie.
Yeah, it was a Marvin Gaye.
A Marvin Gaye movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
When?
It's a story about Marvin
Somebody
Gaye.
is playing Marvin Gaye. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen.
Are you sure? What?
So
Because I want to play Marvin Gaye. I want to play Marvin Gaye.
Okay, so I saw something. Now, I ain't on point with everything. You know how you just know every year and stuff like that?
The reason I'm asking because I'm a Marvin Gaye fan. I'm like,
so it's something about, I don't know if it was a
Marvin
story.
Gaye play?
It might not have been a play, a documentary, a movie. Pardon me, because like I said, my mind isn't as organized as yours. But it was something about, yeah. I saw something where Marvin Gaye, because his father
took his life,
right?
Inside the house Marvin Gaye bought for his parents.
Right. So how do we know?
He might even bought the gun. I don't know.
Right. So I don't know if it was just on social media, but I saw somebody reenacting the story where it was like, true. It is true.
I can't believe Marvin Gaye don't have a movie yet. You feel me? I cannot believe Marvin Gaye does not have a movie. But biopic. It's something. I would love to play it. I would love to star in that one.
But it's something to where his father took his life.
Yeah, his father was a cross-dresser too.
Yes, he was. See, that's what I'm saying. I saw all this because how did you see this?
Maybe you saw a documentary on Marvin.
Documentary, movie.
There's a couple good documentaries on Marvin, but I'm like, movie, like motion picture.
So to me, movie, documentary, again, the way your verbiage is a little more enhanced. It's cool. Don't try to do the most. But but for the most part, it was something to where Marvin Gaye, daddy, unalived him.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be mad because he's supposed to found out that he was a little.
What, Marvin Gaye dad found out Marvin Gaye was a little gay?
Yeah, right? Or not?
Nah,
because Marvin Gaye daddy was cross-dressing.
He was I believe, or at least the reported narrative is that Marvin Gaye's father either yelled at his mom or struck his mom. And Marvin Gaye intervened. It was over the mother, though.
Okay.
Because Marvin Gaye was very protective over his mother.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the father yelled at the mom or hit the mom, and Marvin Gaye went off. Like, don't you ever put your hands on my mother. And he put his hands on his dad. And I believe Marvin Gaye's father secretly envied him. Mm-hmm. You follow what I'm saying? I think he envied his son. Because it doesn't really appear that the father ever really truly loved him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think the father was always envious of his son's success.
Okay, so from what I remember, and maybe I'm mistaken, so don't quote me on this because I don't like to just talk facts when my mind be all over the place. I just told you my mind is just different. So for the past few months, I don't know. But I could have swore that it was something where Marvin Gaye's father found out that he was dabbling.
I didn't hear that. Okay. Could be true. Could be true. Okay. I just never heard that.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to another subject. Did you see the Michael Jackson story that came out in theaters?
I saw the Michael movie because I was a big Michael Jackson guy. My mother actually named me after Jermaine Jackson. I was born Jermaine. Okay. My father changed it to Umar when I was in like the second or third grade. So I was Jermaine for the first 7-8 years of life.
Okay.
Jermaine Shoemake. Yeah.
Jermaine. And did they used to call you May May?
They called me May May. Yeah, that was my nickname.
May May.
Yeah, May May.
Okay.
And for a long time, my uncles kept calling me May May. Mm-hmm. And my father didn't like it. And they said, we don't give a fuck. He's May May. If you want beef, let's go. But I was Michael Jackson. I had the jackets. I used to dance. I was Mike. I loved him. When he came to Philly for the concert, my mother didn't buy me those tickets. I was mad. But I saw the movie. I loved it.
Okay.
And you know, it's almost made $1 billion.
Yeah, like 850.
Yeah, it's going to cross it in a minute, right? Mm-hmm. It's probably going to end up being the highest selling biopic ever.
Yeah.
And his nephew did an excellent job.
He did.
He should get an Oscar for that. He played Mike.
His shit.
He channeled his uncle.
He did.
He channeled that man. And it's interesting too, because you know Michael and Jermaine had issues.
Yeah.
Because Jermaine was the older brother, but he was never quite as big as Mike, and they kind of fell out. And it's funny how the nephew through Jermaine comes and actually represents, you know, it's funny how destiny works and how he was able to still honor his brother through his son.
Yeah.
And bring it all back. The only thing that disappointed me about the movie, I didn't learn anything new. I really thought that this movie was going to give us insight that the Jackson 5 movie didn't give us. Remember the Jackson 5 movie with Terrence Howard and all them?
Yeah.
That was excellent.
I remember
that. It didn't give us detail.
Yeah.
It didn't, like everything I saw, I knew, right? And it was largely based around his relationship with his father. You know what I mean? And how exploitative his father was. We knew that. You know what I mean? I
Right.
wanted to learn more, like how is his
Yeah.
relationship with his brothers, each of them? Who
Yeah.
did he trust the most? Did any of them have jealousy issues, right? How did his mother feel about Mike after he blew up? Like, tell me,
Yeah.
teach me something I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's some more coming. That's why they ended it like that.
It
You
could
peep how
be.
they
Well,
finished the
they
end.
are going to do a second one,
Yeah.
but I thought it should have had a little bit more detail because the brothers were just in the movie, but they really didn't have no roles. Like you
Yeah.
see them,
They was
but they,
just the
yeah,
mics.
the sisters. Like, tell me,
Yeah.
I wanted to learn about the dynamic of the
Right.
Jackson home. They didn't give us none of that,
Now let me ask you this.
but I loved it, and I think
Yeah, I
everybody should
think
see
it
it.
was good. It was good.
Hmm.
Did you see the documentary on
I have
Netflix?
not seen it yet. Have you seen it?
Yes, I did.
In your opinion, is what?
Man. So when I went to see the movie, it was me, my sister, my son, and my nephew.
Hmm.
My nephew he just made 11 yesterday. Chase. He loved Michael Jackson. They just did a whole Michael Jackson. He's telling me stuff about Michael Jackson that I didn't know. Like when the
Hmm.
movie was playing, he was like, this the part when Mike get his hair burnt. Like he knows everything.
I
And I
got you.
love that for their school. That
Hmm.
shows,
Hmm.
shout out to South Loop, what they doing down there.
Hmm.
So I didn't see the documentary until recently because one of my peers, I saw her on Instagram saying like she been getting into it with everybody because she like, man, Michael Jackson, he was dabbling, you know,
Hmm.
right?
What with the child molestation?
He was dabbling with the boys, and I was
I don't
just
believe
like,
it.
but let me just tell you what I think. So I was like, man, she got to be careful with that. And I was like, why she going so hard? Because I'm thinking she saw the same movie I saw. And
Hmm.
I didn't get that at all. But when I saw the documentary, it made me feel like, oh, I don't know now. And I ain't here to dig up the truth. I don't
Give
like to
me
speak
one
on it.
thing in the documentary that really gave you pause. Give me
Okay.
one.
I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
So when he was getting interviewed by the man, I forgot the white
Hmm.
man name. I don't know if he was white. He wasn't black. It
Hmm.
don't matter. It was the man. He had on glasses. That was the guy who was like interviewing him. And Mike was sitting there with a kid who had been in Never Never Land, and they was asking the kid like, well, how do you feel about Michael? And he was like, I love Michael and it's that. And he was like, well, what are some of the things Michael say to you? And the little boy, while Mike was sitting right there with him, like I'm sitting with you, but
Hmm.
they was closer, the little boy said, well, he said that um he wants me to sleep in the bed with him and that everything will be okay and he just want me to come lay by him
Hmm.
type of thing. And I just was like, it just was a little awkward, not just him saying that,
Hmm.
but even Michael's reaction to me. Now I
Hmm.
understand because, at first I was like, okay, well, Mike had a different childhood. He just loved kids and stuff like that. But it is a part of me that felt like just naturally, and I'm not a man, but as any adult, convincing a child, a boy, man, a man to sleep in the bed with you. So where he didn't deny it either. He didn't say,
Hmm.
well, Jonathan, or whatever the little boy name was. It wasn't like that. He was just like, he kind of had a like, oh,
Hmm.
I want you to see it.
I'm gonna watch it. Give me your other one.
The other one was the magazines.
Hmm.
So it was this thing to where they found all these magazines to where they was like child porn magazines, right?
Go ahead.
And I can't say allegedly they found the magazines because this was all supposed to have been displayed from things that evidence that they found in the house. And it didn't seem like it was in denial, but the magazines was just like younger kids that bodies hadn't developed and stuff like that. But like all the kids had said that they read the magazines and that Mike introduced them to the magazines and that One time he just told one of the kids to release while watching the magazine. Basically jag off and nut. Now, Mike didn't say, yeah, I told him that. I didn't see that part, the reaction like I saw him with the little boy saying that he did say he wants him to sleep in the bed. But it was just multiple people saying it, and these was all kids. I never want to speak against Michael Jackson
Understood.
or nobody,
Understood.
period, if
But
I don't
truth
know a
is truth
fact.
and right is right. So I understand
So
what you're
it made
saying.
me feel like I don't know now.
Here's my thing. I believe Michael Jackson is innocent. The two books, and I haven't seen Netflix, but I did look up the two books that they claim to be porn.
Okay.
And they were two books on the art of black boys. Excuse me, not black boys, boys, where the photographer took random pictures of boys at different moments in their life. It did include boys in their bathing suit. It did include boys getting dressed. None of the images were pornographic, and they were books that you can buy in any bookstore. I looked them both up. Neither one was classified as pornography, right? Now, am I necessarily going to have those books? No. But in seeing those books, does that automatically say you like kids? Absolutely not. They were photos of boys, regular photo books of boys. Neither one was pornography. That was an absolute lie. I looked them up myself.
Okay.
Now, to the sleeping in the bed with the child, that is true. Mike slept in the bed with children. I did not agree with it. I don't think it was appropriate. Understanding where he was developmentally, I believe that could have happened without any abuse. And if you are white and you know that Michael Jackson is molesting your children, allegedly, why in the hell do you not turn him in then? Out of all the child sex abuse accusations that Michael Jackson had, most of them came after the boys became adults. The 1993 investigation is the only one I'm aware of that actually happened when the child was still a child around the time that it should have occurred. Ain't no way in hell you molest my kids and I let all this time go by before I bring it up.
I understand that part. Like I said, I
There
don't
was
know.
too much opportunity for Michael Jackson to have been imprisoned. Not to mention, Sony Records wanted him absolutely destroyed, allegedly, in my opinion, because he didn't want to sell them back the Beatles catalog and the Elvis music, right? So Sony would have done whatever they could to get rid of Mike. So nobody's going to convince me that this man was acquitted in trial, because remember, he went to trial, was found not guilty, and some of the very same children who slept in the bed with Mike testified at the trial that he didn't touch nobody.
I saw that too. Like I said, I don't know. I
We don't
still
know because
love
we
Mike.
wasn't there.
We
But I'm
wasn't
riding
there.
with Mike because a lot of what's in the documentary, from what I was told, is stuff that they dug up, alleged after Michael died. Show me
Yeah.
what you got from the time the man was on earth. Don't bring me nothing doctored that you created after he was gone. If he was this guilty, surely there's evidence before his death. Show me the evidence you got before his death. I think it's just another takedown of the most iconic man in the history of entertainment. Don't get me wrong. If Michael is proved to be guilty, I will say it and I will excommunicate from Mike. And I love Mike. You
I
follow what
love
I'm saying?
Mike too. I
I
think
have
we'll never
no
know.
problem. Celebrity does not weigh more importantly in my life than character.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of character. I say that all the time.
Mhm.
And like I say, I don't know, but I'm just speaking from how I looked at it. Like when I saw the movie, I was just excited. And it was just like when I saw
And
the
you got to keep in
documentary.
mind, white people, when they do these documentaries, they have an agenda in mind with regard to how they want you to feel about it. So I
I
got to
get it.
watch it. I'm going to watch
You
it
got to
anyway.
watch it.
But
White
I
people,
know,
black people, it definitely was awkward.
mhm,
And I can guarantee you after watching it, and that don't mean everything is factual,
mhm,
but because we think alike in a lot of ways, you probably
mhm.
don't even know how much we think alike yet because you just, had the privilege of meeting me.
Yes,
No, just
ma'am.
like it. But man, it was just like, oh, it made me like, I don't know. But I'm curious to know what you think after you
I
watch
want to
it.
see it. I want to see it. And you know, my only thing is having not seen it yet is I would simply say that questionable behavior is questionable behavior. It's not necessarily guilty behavior.
That's
You
facts.
follow me?
That's
And
facts.
so when I watch it, I'm gonna be looking at it, you know, from that because you got to realize we're talking about history and how we interpret Mike 50, 100 years from now, people will pick up on them same interpretations.
Yeah.
And I'm very careful about black heroes being slandered in public because they do it to almost every one of our heroes and they
Yeah.
never do it to their own.
Yeah.
They are still worshiping Elvis Presley, even though that girl Priscilla was living in his house since she was
As a
14.
as a
And you're not
child,
going
for
to tell
sure.
me Elvis got a 14-year-old girl sleeping in the house and he ain't touch her. What the
That's a
hell she
fact.
there for?
That's a
What the
fact.
hell she there for? So, you know what I'm saying? We know what it is.
He
You
want
know,
nothing but a hound dog.
absolutely. Thomas Jefferson was a rapist. Sally Hemings, the little black girl, he molested her from about the age of 12, even took her on vacations with him to Europe so he'd still have that baby black child. You follow what I'm saying? They never talk about it though.
Yeah.
Rarely. Yeah, white people do not expose the indecency of the heroes.
That's interesting.
We
I
don't
didn't
have
know
to
that.
emulate them, but why don't you expose your people first and then come holler at me about mines?
I get it. And like I said, I ain't anti Mike. I love Mike.
No,
I
child sex
respect the
abuse is a
legend.
major problem in our
Yeah.
community.
I just
So we
wanted to know.
cannot overlook it, whether it's Michael Jackson or anyone else. We just need to make sure that we have enough evidence before we condemn somebody because of what they have meant to the people and to the movement and to the community. But if
Facts.
he guilty and should be afforded no privilege that nobody else does not have.
Well, at this point, it ain't nothing they can really do about it except try to destroy the legacy because he
And that's what they
gone
want to
now.
do. Because
Yeah.
Michael's legacy is greater than any other entertainer in world history and is greater
That's a
than
fact.
most people. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it ain't greater than a Dr. King or Frederick
Yeah.
Douglass, right? But most people, his legacy outshines them.
Yeah.
There's few people whose legacy will outshine Mike in modern history. Now, if you
Right.
want to go ancient history, you got a lot of people, right?
Right.
But modern history, few people will outshine that man.
Right. Mike could look at somebody and you just fall out.
Yeah.
Mike had
I
that
believe he
effect.
was a prophet. And that's
Yeah.
another reason why I think he may have been innocent of the charges.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that says Michael Jackson was too innocent to do anything like that. I
Yeah.
literally believe he was God sent to do what
I
he
could
did.
see that too. He just was so soft spoken and just so talented. But man, that nephew, he did a great
Oh, he
job. He
funneled
was
him.
cold.
Oh, he funneled.
If y'all ain't seen
He
that,
channeled his
go
uncle.
see it.
I mean, the movie was excellent from
Yep,
cinematography,
it
but as
was.
somebody who's a student of history, I just wish there was a little bit more historic detail.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn something I didn't know, but it was excellent. I will watch it again. You know, it's like reliving it all over again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I remember staying up late at night just to watch them videos, man.
You used to be watching BT Uncut too,
Yep.
then
Yep. I was
you?
on it, man. And then I was
Yeah.
into my wrestling. I had my Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. I was into that too.
Yeah.
And this is all during my Black History class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I miss them days, man. I drive past that house we lived in as a child. Sometimes I just want to move back in there with my mom, man. It was the
Yeah.
best years of my life. I was in the same home from fourth grade until sophomore year of college.
Mm,
12 years in that same house. That's when I became who I am. I
that's
always tell
interesting.
people if they ever put up a historical marker of me, it need to be right there because that's where most of my life was shaped at.
I want to know what's your thoughts about life insurance?
I think everybody should have life insurance.
Okay, because some
It's
people
one
feel
of the
like
single
it's a,
greatest reasons that one of the single greatest methods that white people pass down generational wealth because we all going to die and you leave your parent and you could borrow from it. Like there's a lot you can
whole
do with
life or
life
term.
insurance.
What do you recommend? When it comes to life insurance, what do you recommend? Whole life or term?
I think I like whole, not being an expert. I think I like whole life more. You want to know why?
Hmm.
Because I had term life insurance for my children and it just expired.
Okay,
So you
so
get
you got to
nothing
read
back
them.
from all that money you put in. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think the whole life is better.
So you feel like everybody needs to have it, right? Because
Everybody
some
should have life
people,
insurance.
okay, well, that's good to know. And I know people want to know what you think.
Everybody should have life insurance to reduce the burden on your loved ones when you do transition. Right? You want to make they want to lay you away the right way. You want to be laid away the right way, and you don't want them to go broke doing it.
Right.
Right? And then you want to leave your children something behind that they can grow on.
Yeah,
So
that's
I like
important.
the life insurance.
Y'all
As
heard that.
long as people are not motivated by the life insurance to not take good care of their elders, because that policy and the devil is whispering in their ear that as soon as this person is gone, you get to collect. You do have to be a person of character.
Yeah,
You follow what I'm saying?
for sure.
Because
You got
people,
some nice teeth.
you do too. You
Mine's
do.
veneers, though.
They nice though.
Thank you.
You know, but people do crazy things.
Yeah, that's a
You
fact.
know what I'm saying? People do, and if you do get life insurance, I don't think you should tell anybody you have it. You follow what I'm saying?
Especially if you got kids, you got to get life insurance.
Yes, yes, yes. You should.
If you got kids, life insurance is mandatory.
Yes.
So I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
No, I like life insurance.
So on So Who Go Say It,
You need to have a will. Yeah.
yep, all of that. Moving along. So on So Who Go Say It, because if ain't nobody go say it, Chella go say it.
Yes, ma'am.
I play this game called I Don't Give a Fuck.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to know what's something that you don't give a fuck about at all.
What people think about me.
What
I'm
people
telling you, I have literally almost gotten into fights because I didn't care what someone thought about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally, I am so unbothered. I wasn't always that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because as Leos, we tend to care what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But my enemies and all the slander I went through around FDMG and all the slander I went through about people claiming I didn't have my degrees, even though I proved them, you know, wrong and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
All the slander, everything I've ever been about, people tried to say I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have the degrees. He's not related to Frederick Douglass. He ain't building no school. Just everything was a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I got to the point where I just felt the need to stop trying to defend myself and just show and prove to myself. And so I was able to build up a tough skin and a resiliency that now it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What anybody thinks about me is their business. It's not mine to know.
Period.
And a lot of people get really angry at me for that. Like take the FDMG critics, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were criticizing me so much, and they still do, because they were hoping that I would share with them our financial books and our plan and all of that. And I'm saying, what school you know goes on the internet and shares
put
their
all that out.
finances to a bunch of nobody niggas
That ain't doing nothing to help the cause anyway.
Ain't doing nothing to help nobody. So my haters hate me the most because I don't care what they think.
I always say, I never gave a fuck about what people thought. You know why? Because people don't think.
I like that. I like it. And
I
I've had
never
people
gave
tell
a
me,
fuck.
I've had supporters tell me that I've come across people who say they don't like you. And when I asked them what did they say their reason was, they said they don't even know.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah.
People be like, oh, she
Just
crazy
following
or
the
she
crowd.
mean.
Just following the crowd.
And a lot of those people I never even had conversations with.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. People will just have their own outlook on how you are when you don't even have access to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bitches, you cool?
My biggest YouTube haters, because you know I got about 12 YouTubers who are completely dedicated to my demise. Their whole page is me. They wake up every day.
That's what's up.
I get about 5 fresh slander videos a day on YouTube. Literally. And none of the people doing it have ever met me a day in their life.
Too much time on.
Oh
too
my
much
God.
time up on their hands without nothing to do. No plans.
And you know what's funny? In a weird way, they've actually helped me gain followers and supporters. You know why? Because when people go to their page to watch the slander, it's so unreasonable and over the top. It forces them to want to find out who I am. And the next thing you know, I'm helping them save their kids. I've had people tell me, I found you through one of your haters. I was watching one of the hate pages and they
Yeah.
talked about how you claimed to be a psychologist. And I was going through something with my kid and I decided to look you up and you helped me. So they actually have been a source of support. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's really
crazy.
free advertising.
Yeah.
And what they fail to realize, since the lies are not true, when people finally do find out who I am, it's going to be hard for them not to be a supporter. So they've done more help than hurt.
Yeah.
They've done more help than hurt. Even though they've done a lot of hurt and still do, they've done more help than hurt.
That's how it be. I know that recently it was some talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Yes.
Who had her doctorates.
Yes.
And people was like criticizing her because she couldn't pull out the receipts and stuff like that. What's your take on that?
And they got mad at me because I said a lot of the slander that she's getting from women isn't because she has a doctorate or not. It's because they're jealous of her. And I said that because when people slandered me, saying that my doctorate was not real, I gave permission for the degree granting institution to tell people that I graduated from there. And so people were able to pick up a phone and find out if Dr. Umar actually got a doctorate from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Yep.
And despite being able to call and verify my credential, guess what? There's still people on the internet today that will tell you I don't have a doctorate when you can go to the Clearinghouse website and look up my degree the day I got it and the university I got it from. So I know firsthand that people will slander your credentials, not because you don't have them, but because they're jealous of you.
Yeah.
And then I further said, I have a doctorate. It took me 8 years to get it. It was a 5-year program, but because of racism, it took me 8. I was the first student in my cohort with all my data for my dissertation, and it took me 8 years because I was Dr. Umar, and they didn't want me to finish, right? I went through hell to get my degree, and I didn't go to no online school. I went to an in-the-classroom university, right? But I don't care if she has one or not.
Right.
And people say, why you don't care? You went through all that to get your doctorate, Dr. Umar. Shouldn't you care if Cheyenne Bryant is running around here claiming to be a doctor of psychology and she fake? No, I don't care, because it does absolutely nothing for me or
it's
against
like,
me.
what is it to you?
It means nothing to me.
Yeah. I feel
and here's
like
the other
too.
thing. I don't like how we practice selective morality. I can name 10 black people, but I'm not going to, who call themselves doctor, who are not. I can name people in the conscious community. I can name elders. I can name people in the medicinal community who do not have a doctorate, but they call themselves doctor. Why y'all not going after them?
Yeah.
Because this ain't about who has it or who don't, because y'all would be exposing everybody. But y'all only chose her. See that? Y'all only chose her.
Yeah.
Even when you take the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, right? He collected money, the school ain't open, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people in our community who collected money.
Yeah.
You got mega church, you got pastors, you got black leaders collected money for generations, much longer than me, right? And y'all ain't said one word to them, but y'all want to focus on me. I don't owe you nothing. If you're not a donor, I don't owe you no accountability at all. You can make all the YouTube videos that you want.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
That's another thing you don't give a fuck about.
I don't. You can't, because it's too much work to do. You know, you got to keep your head balanced. Like, there's too many people who rely on me, depend on me. I cannot be out here crashing out over an opinion. You feel me? I'm going to let people say what they want, whether it's about my children, whether it's about the school, whether it's about whatever it is. Say what you feel. I know my heart. I know my mission. I know my relationship with the Almighty, and nothing can shake it.
Interesting. I'm going to say a few things and I want you to finish the sentence.
Go ahead.
Life is
the most mysterious encounter your soul will ever have. It is a mystery.
being rich is
The greatest curse if you selfish, and the greatest blessing if you are selfless.
I am.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism.
I love that.
I am a servant.
And the list goes on.
And the list goes on.
How long? I don't know how long you're gonna be in Chicago, but you have a characteristic about yourself that reminds me of another king from Chicago that a lot of people criticize. His name is Pastor Corey Brooks. You familiar with?
Never heard of Pastor Corey Brooks.
So I'm gonna give you a little history about him. So Pastor Corey Brooks is a man that has a church in Chicago.
Mega church?
I won't say it's a mega church.
Medium size, small?
300.
Okay.
300, small
Okay.
congregation. I'm a member,
Okay.
New Beginners Church.
Okay.
So I
Are the
joined.
pictures of Jesus in that church black or white?
I can't recall.
They better be black.
I can't recall. But I can say this. I've never seen a politician, a pastor, a nobody, a street nigga, nobody in Chicago that has done as much for the community as Pastor Brooks had, right?
I salute him.
Over the years. Right now, he's building a center. So the church is on like 66 and King Drive. If you here, I want to take you by the center because I'm involved in the church. So it's right next to O Block. You know what O Block is?
I know what O Block is.
Yeah. So yes. It's like right next to O Block. And you're familiar with O Block.
Right.
And where he's building the center is where this hotel, motel used to be at, where all the hoes used to go to sell, you know? And he got the hotels tore down, and right now he building a free community center for all the kids.
I love it.
But I was having a conversation with him recently because I feel like a lot of people don't know everything that he does because it's not highlighted.
Gotcha. From
helping people keep their lights on to getting kids clothes, back to school clothes. The giveaways that he do is nobody like it. People can say what they want about him because a lot of people kind of switched up on him because some years ago he did some stuff. I don't know all the details, but some with some politicians. And you know how black people be so quick to cancel out black people.
Yes.
It just take one thing. You can do 1,000 things and you do one thing and they go to black people like,
gravitate
to
the negativity.
But he's a great brother. And I just think that when I'm watching you, it's just
Is
something
he into black consciousness at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's into community, and I'm into community.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's our responsibility to keep the community going.
Absolutely.
And that's one main thing that I admire about Pastor Brooks. So I don't know how long you're going to be in Chicago, but I want you to look at the center. I feel like somebody...
The center is open, not yet.
It's not open. We're working on building it. It's in construction. It's super big. It's super nice. It's going to have everything. Pool.
Wow.
Auto mechanic area where you can learn to do the cars at. It's a bank in there. It's just like, he reminds me of like Joe Clark on Lean on Me.
I love that movie. One of my favorites.
Oh my God. The respect that he has in the community is unmatched.
Wow.
And I feel like a person like you, because everybody knows who you are. And I just feel like younger guys need to hear your story. And it gave me chills listening to you. And I don't get that from everybody because I'm something else. I'm sure you can tell.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just wanted to share that with you. And I wish you can go check out the center if you had time. Because it's something that's just real important in Chicago. And I just feel like it takes a village. So I just want to share that.
I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if ain't nobody gonna say it, I'm gonna say it, and you gonna say it too. And I'm just excited about everything. I'm excited about the school. I know that it's gonna be open soon.
Yes, ma'am.
That's gonna be clear. Whatever damper we got in the road with dude them playing, God go take care of all that.
Yes.
the situation with your daughters.
That's
I
gonna
feel
open
that
up.
being
That's
healed.
gonna open
I
up.
feel like not just y'all getting together, but the daughters getting a relationship. I feel it all coming. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got a lot of respect and admiration for you.
Thank you, my queen.
So that super giant word
Thank you,
that
my
I said to you, just make sure it stick, because it's coming from
Yes,
the
ma'am. Yes,
heart.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can tell you this. I ain't perfect, but I am real.
I believe
You
it.
follow what I'm saying?
I believe
And
that.
anybody tell you that man been consistent. You
Yeah.
follow me? He is who he is.
And consistency is the key.
And I tell you, if you would have asked me what am I most proud of with my life, it's the fact that I never sold out to anybody or anything.
Period.
I don't belong to no secret societies. I don't belong to no Masonic lodges. I don't have nothing against it, right? But what I say, I am. There's no secrets. I don't belong to. I ain't no undercover this, undercover that. You got me? I'm real.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why people love me, because they're gonna
Yeah.
get me. You ain't getting no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's few scholars you can
Authentic.
interview who are going to tell you how they really feel and not what they feel they should say to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what it's about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to you for coming to rock with your girl, your new
Yes, ma'am.
queen.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Rap KX, the whole So Who Go Say It squad. Shout out to me. Because if ain't nobody go say it, Chella go say it. Want to know who go say it? Chella go say it.